Welcome to another episode. Musta kayo? Musta? John and Bibbs, we are again complete on another recording session.
Hello, kumusta kayo dyan? I'm okay. Si John, kumusta kaya?
Okay lang.
Parang hindi.
Parang napilitan.
Ayun. So, ang ano natin ngayon, actually magandang topic to. Maraming gamers na naka-experience kasi nito. I was supposed to write this, pero I was looking for the right words to say so that a lot of people can relate. Kasi baka sulat ko lang yan tapos maging rant lang eh. Diba? Sa sarili ko. Sa sarili ko experience.
Ikaw lang pala yung nakakaramdam nun.
Oo, yung parang, wala namang ganyan, boy. Diba? Pero maraming, I'm sure, I can speak for, I think I can speak for like all gamers of all types. Even console players. Ito kasi most prevalent to kadalasan I think sa PC eh. Pero we've all been there. Isa na sa mga problema, this is not a problem of finding time to actually play games. Kasi marami sa atin mga nag-a-adulting na, diba? Nag-a-adulting na, wala nang panahon sa games. So, wala na tayong, yung mga gusto nating maglaro, pero hindi natin magawa kasi nga marami ibang ginagawa. Oo. Dati, ang escape natin, kahit pagod tayo, escape talaga natin is video games. I still do that right now. But the thing is, from a hardcore hours player, ano na lang talaga, yung parang casual na lang talaga yung laro mo. Pero
makasundot ka lang ng 1 hour to 2 hours, masaya ka na.
Correct. Ang hirap ng ganon.
Samantalang dati, 12 hours.
Oo. Sobrang mahirap talaga. I mean, that's something that anyone that's growing up can relate to. Pero there's a more probably deeper issue that's siguro yun yung initial, yung stage 1. Ito mga nasa stage 2 or 3 na to. Kasi because of that, na parang hindi ka nakakalaro. By the time that you get the time to actually play, ibig sabihin parang naisip mo na, hindi na ako nakakalaro. Sige, mag-leave ako sa work, ganyan, di ba? Tapos you actually find time. And then you go ahead and stare at your list of games or game na nilalaro mo.
Backlogs.
And then, yung mga backlogs mo, sabi mo talaga, yan talaga yung plano. And then by the time that you get to it, wala na yung feeling na gusto mo maglaro, na parang, kasi ako, I mean, personal experience is what I do is like, more often than not, if I already have time, I found time to actually use the computer not for work, but for your own gaming talaga, parang, yung talagang me time, ganun. Tawag ko dati doon, zen time eh. Parang, moment of zen mo, diba? Peace of mind. Pero yung pagdating mo doon, pag-upo mo, alam mo yun, yung gumagalaw lang yung mouse mo, anong lalaroin?
Oo.
Anong, ayoko to, kasi ganito,
ayoko to. O titigan mo lang yung monitor.
Oo.
Like,
tapos,
parang kang nagpa-browse sa Netflix, gano'n.
Oo. Parang,
ano kayang papanoorin ko? Tapos mga ilang minuto ka na, ilang oras ka na nakatitig lang sa screen, di ba?
Oo, parang anong lalaroin ko, ganyan. Tapos, parang totoo yan, magandang example yun na parang sa Netflix yan, ano kayo magandang panoorin. Ano yan? Siguro, para doon sa iba hindi makarelate, ito yung feeling pag natapos mo yung isang buong series, tapos wala pang next season.
Oo.
Yung binge watch ka, tapos, alam mo yun, dyan naalala mo yung movie na ano? Naalala mo yung movie na ano to, what do you call this? Truman Show. Diba?
Si Jim Carrey.
Oo, may dalawang guards na yun lang ginagawa nila, diba? Nanonood sila ng Truman Show. Tapos, yung pag may dumadaan nga na kotse doon sa parking is parang, liiwam na lang yung bayad dyan. Kasi maganda yung pinapanood, di ba? Pero nung natapos yung Truman Show, alam mo yun, so what's next? So yung parang, what else is, yung parang, wala na, ito yung buhay ko eh. Ano yung susunod? So, when your life transitions to like more of working, more of doing daily tasks, adulting talaga. And when you go back to your comfort level, yung comfort time mo na talaga, gamer naman talaga ako eh. Pero yung gaming does not really resonate with you anymore. Pero not really anymore kasi parang mostly lang yan eh, short period lang yan eh. Minsan talaga gusto mo maglaro eh, may period na gano'n. Pero nagtataka ka lang sa isip mo na parang, bakit wala na yung dating wala na yung
excitement.
yung dating ng parang
yung parang
game.
Pag nilaro mo yung game, parang sobrang excited mo na gusto mo lang yung nostalgic feels or alam mo yun, yung parang moment nga of peace. Tapos biglang, nung tinesting mo na biglang, ay, wala, ba't ganun?
Like,
walang spark.
Walang spark. Ayun, magandang term. Yan ako
totoo naman eh.
Nagsastruggle
wala
ako.
yung ganun eh.
Wala
yung spark.
Pag yung game is talagang sobrang luma na hindi updated graphics. Tapos yung pacing. Diba?
Yung, minsan kasi ako may ganun akong feels eh. Like, for example, syempre, yung mga nostalgic games na nilalaro ko dati. Na alam mo yun, yung parang, shit, sobrang excited ko tong laruin. Pero pag iniisip ko na lang ngayon, parang, nalala ko tuloy, bumili ako ng Persona 4 Golden sa Steam. Kasi hindi ko pa nalalaro yung Persona 4 Golden. Yung main title lang. Kaso, nung binili ko siya sa Steam, syempre, sobrang excited ka. Yes, makakalaro ako ng RPG. Kasi hindi talaga ako nag-i-invest sa Steam games. Alam mo yan. Tapos, nung nalaro ko na siya, parang first 1 hour, 2 hours lang. Alam mo yung na-excite lang ako. Tapos yung opening, ilang beses ko lang siyang pinanood. Hindi ako naglalaro. Piniplay ko lang yung opening. Paulit-ulit. Tapos alam mo yung main team lang, pinapakinggan ko lang. Pero hindi ako naglalaro. Tapos nung nilaro ko na siya, 1 to 2 hours lang ako nag-game. Tapos after nun, hindi ko na ulit nilaro.
Totoo yun. I mean, ako kasi, sa experience ko ang lang is, I don't know, hindi ko kasi malaman yung sagot. I mean, I don't know what the answer to this riddle is na parang, ang daily hobby ko is I have, babasahin ko na lang ang mga games ko. Kung makikita naman ng iba na mag-agree naman yung na sobrang AAA ito mga to. Ito, meron akong Red Dead Redemption 2. Meron akong ano pa ba dito? Meron akong yung bago na yung Mafia Definitive Edition, yung Mafia 1 na niredo nila na, which is so great. So gorgeous na kumpara naman yung Mafia. Kasi parang PlayStation 1 graphics yata yung Mafia eh. So, ginawa nilang talagang parang Final Fantasy 7. So, ang ganda na nung tapos
graphics.
Graphics. Meron ako yung bagong XCOM-like game na turn-based. Di ba? Alam mo naman yun dyan, di ba? So, pero Empire of Sin, ibig sabihin, gangster siya. So, ayan, meron akong Crusader Kings 3 na never ko pa nasimulan May Fallout 4 ako. May Mafia 3. Meron akong Sekiro. May Sekiro ako! Hindi ko pa na-i-start! Tapos, syempre, yung binili ko ng December, birthday ko, is yung Cyberpunk 2077.
Na-visit ka?
Hindi ko siya visit ako, pero, I mean, it's still a good game that it's worth time in ganyan. May Mountain Blade 2 pa ako, which is, kung papatok ngayon, may sumisikat kasi nag-sale siya and all that, tapos maganda pa rin yung game. May Horizon Zero Dawn pa ako.
Nasimulan ba yung Zero Dawn?
I think matatapos na yung chapter 1. Parang ganon. Parang yung first chapter yung
tutorial.
yung after ng tutorial. Yun. Nandun na
Nasimula
ako.
mo na?
Nasimulan ko naman tong Horizon kasi nga interesado ako what the fuss was all about. Tapos nilaro ko siya parang nakita ko kaagad yung difference na PC port to. Kasi it's easy. Oo, kasi nga baliwala yung mouse and keyboard sa Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
It's better to play it slowly on a controller. Mas bagay siya doon. Kasi baliwala kung mabilis ako tumingin eh. There's no use for your look to be fast. Kailangan yung reaction time which translate to kailangan mabilis ka lang pumintot sa controller. So it's the same as I think it's the same as Monster Hunter. You don't have to look fast, you just have to react fast. So pwede controller sa ganun klaseng games, kahit third person, kahit may meron ding tawag dito? May crosshairs din ganun. It doesn't matter. Kasi pag hindi importante yung looking fast on a certain direction. Hindi siya importante sa keyboard and mouse. Anyway, lahat yung AAA games yung sinabi ko. Pero I end up playing games na hindi ko pa nasasabi is Civilization 6 and NBA 2K because it's quick. My career one game. And usually one game in yung full quarters like 12 minutes is like 45 to an hour. So yun lang yun. After that, I exit out of the game. Ganun lang yun. Tapos pagkatapos na hindi ko na alam gagawin, I go back to like YouTube, I go back to like Facebook, I go back to like doing whatever sa internet. And then wala na yung game. Siguro pag nag-YouTube outs na nakita na naman akong basketball highlights, ganyan, babalik ako sa 2K20. Ay, magandang gawin yan Ay, magandang ganyan. Yun lang. Pero there's no more. Kasi tulad nito Cyberpunk, nag-prepare pa ako dito sa Cyberpunk bago ko laruin Kasi nga nung tinry ko siya, siyempre kaka-install mo lang, di ba? Kaka-install mo lang, di ba? Parang, check mo ka na kagad. Kumbaga parang gusto mo lang makita yung feel ng tutorial, how the game was introduced. So doon pa lang medyo na ako na parang, carry lang, hindi siya ganun ka okay, pero pwede na. Pero sabi ko, gusto kong mapunta doon sa vibe. So, ngayon kasi sa video games versus video games like 10, 20 years ago, you don't have this freedom or you don't have this preparation that you can do. Meaning, what I mean by preparation, meaning Cyberpunk 2077 is like set in a cyberpunk era. So I can watch movies that are related to that would get you into the vibe na parang, maganda tong gawin sa game, di ba? I did that nung nasa Total War era ako na parang gano'n. I was watching yung mga epic movies, di ba? Yung parang Lord of the Rings, as yung mga grand battles nila. Pwede mong gawin yan sa video game ngayon. Siyempre, dati kasi hindi mo magawa yan. Parang wala namang movie na katulad ng Super Mario. Wala namang movie katulad ng, di ba? Kahit MGS kahit Metal Gear Solid noon, wala namang ganong klaseng video game na parang iba yung story, ang weird. Ngayon, ang dami ng mga ganon, di ba? Maglaro ka ng MGS5, tapos nanood ka ng John Wick, pwede mong gawin yung mga ginagawa mo dun One-man army ka. Di ba? Ngayon,
kasi, I mean, share ko lang din yung experience ko. Kasi nagigets ko yung point mo, Inang. Pero kasi ako, point of view ng console gamer. Kasi, di ba, syempre, pagka console, hindi naman, correct me if I'm wrong, kasi yung mga games na nilalaro ko sa laptop or sa PC is yung mga matatapos ng 30 minutes, 1 hour, ganyan. Yung alam mo yun. Pero kapag maglalaro ako ng console, hindi mo pwede sa akin yung 1 oras. Hindi talaga. Like, alam mo yung pag maglalaro ako kaya nga before, nandun pa ako sa call center sa Pilipinas, tawag dito, mag-leave talaga ako 1 week yan. Solid 1 week leave, lalo na pag may mga bagong games. Kasi kapag ka-RPG, ang hirap na, nasusundutan mo lang ng 1 oras. Kasi paano pag may mga puzzle na route na pupuntahan or may mga, alam mo yun, tapos may final boss na lalabanan. So, parang hindi siya enough. Kaya parang nung time na yun, kapag naglalaro ko ng RPG, itatapat ko talaga ng off. As in talagang, sabi ko sa'yo, 12 hours. Isang sitting yan talaga. Tapos, alam mo yun, yung talagang magdededicate ka ng time kapag ka ganun yung type ng game. Pero kapag ka, let's say for example, weekday, may work, madalas hindi ako nakakalaro. Kung makakalaro man ako, ano lang, siguro 1 game, 2 games nando. Isipin mo yun, yung pagtsatsagaan mo na lang. Para lang masabi mo na nakapaglaro ka. Pero technically, hindi siya enough. Pero ngayon kasi, more on ano na lang, laptop nga. So, wala, hindi talaga. Hindi na, kasi nga, adulting stage, ganun. Tapos, ang dami mo pang iisipin, ang dami mo pang gagawin na pag uwi mo, hindi ka naman ko pwedeng, alam mo yun, maglalaro na lang. Siyempre, isipin mo pa yung mga, ay mag-grocery pa ako, ay maglalaba pa ako, ay magluluto pa ako ng dinner. Diba? Lalo na kapag ka mag-isa ka na lang kasi kagaya ko, mag-isa lang naman ako dito. So, unlike nung nasa Pilipinas, syempre, nakatira ako sa family ko, wala ako iisipin eh. Matutulog lang ako, yun lang, or maglalaro lang. Pero yun, siguro, ano lang, ang dami ko ring backlogs na nung nasa Pilipinas ako eh. As in, alam mo yung, ang hirap mamili kung anong lalaroin mo. Tapos, yun yung kagaya ng sabi ko, minsan tinititigan ko na lang yung screen na magpa-play lang yung opening music paulit-ulit. Tapos, cellphone lang ako, ganyan.
Correct.
Wala lang. Ganun na yung nararamdaman ko minsan.
I think the other day, or this week, this week, siguro a few days ago, kasi nga free yung Battlefront 2. So, syempre nag-download ako. So, I was looking at my Steam, kasi Steam kasi parang, I mean, ever since they came out, they always give out these free games, diba? And through the years, or ilang taon na ba sila? 2 years lang naman siguro, diba? They've given out so many games, and some of those games, if I like it, I add it to my library. Pero hindi ko muna siya i-install kasi syempre, install mo lahat yun, ubos yung hindi mo naman lalaroin, di ba?
Space.
Oo. Parang kantang no? Pero kung alam mo to, naisip ko lang kasi, kaya gusto ko rin pag-usapan dito is parang, yes, I may not be interested in these games right now, and I don't have the time. Pero with the games that I'm seeing on my library, katulad yan, diba? Mga sample na lang, may Rocket League, may, diba? I mean, I don't know if these servers will still be available for years to come, pero may Alan Wake. Ito yung mga offline games naman na pwede mo laruin na kahit wala na, tapos na yung development, hindi naman siya kailangan mag-online, okay pa rin. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I've only played for the first part, diba? May Darksiders 2 ako. Yung lahat ng Darksiders meron ako. Tapos, Elite Dangerous, diba? John, alam mo yung Elite Dangerous?
Diba?
Space game, diba? Nakikita ko lang sa dami ng games ko dito. It's like, may GTA 5 pa dito. Hindi ko in-install. Sabi ko, my old age it's already fixed with these many games. Ibig sabihin parang kung buhay pa yung Epic Games parang 10, 20 years from now. Tapos, I mean, you already retired or whatever. Parang sabi ko, ito lang yung gagawin ko. Laruin tong mga to. And hopefully by then, kasi syempre by that time, hindi mo na makasasabayan yung mga games na gusto ng mga bataan ngayon, di ba? Parang iba na eh. And you're gonna be the nostalgia person na, di ba? So you're gonna be the nostalgia person that's looking for yung catching up the past, yung catching up to the past, yung parang ganun. So parang, I mean, Epic Games get so much hate, pero I think this is one thing that they did well, is to give out free games for you to just keep forever and install. Yung may Kingdom Deliverance pa ako dito, may Metro 2033. Parang sabi ko, okay na to. Sabi ko, I don't see the time to actually play this. right now, even next year or whatever. Pero I can see playing this when I'm already done with everything. Sa buhay mo na parang okay na, malalaki na yung mga anak mo. They already have your own
Chill
job.
ka na lang.
You only have to pay for your own bills. Na siguro naman by that time meron ka na kitang pagkakakitaan na hindi ka na kailangan magtrabaho. Diba? Parang...
Pero alam mo, na-amaze lang ako dun sa mga nakikita ko sa Facebook. Like, for example, di ba may mga PlayStation groups akong naka-join ako. Nagsishare sila ng mga library nila. Yung as in talagang kala mo, data blitz store na yung bahay nila. Sa sobrang dami ng games. Siniisip ko,
Ito physical to physical.
Oo, physical copies. Like, as in legit na makikita mo naka-shelf yung mga games, tapos syempre nagbabrag sila na ito yung collection nila. So, parang sabi ko, wow, astig. Syempre, as a gamer, na-appreciate mo. Pero naiisip ko lang minsan, may time pa kaya silang maglaro? Kasi ako, isipin mo, ang dami kong games din nun sa Pinas, pero hinayang kasi parang binili ko lang, tapos nangolekta lang siya ng alikabok sa shelf, tapos
hindi naman
nalaro. Siguro nalaro ko lang mga first 1 hour, 2 hours. Sabi ko nga, nalampasan mo lang yung tutorial, tapos chapter 1, tapos parang, okay. I mean, hindi dahil sa hindi maganda yung game, pero parang more on, ikaw yung walang gana.
Pero sa tingin mo, di ba maganda yun? I mean, kasi merong maganda yung game generally. Meron din yung sa tingin mo maganda yung game. Pero
sige, ganito.
I think debatable yun na maganda talaga yung game kasi hindi mo siya nilalaro. Para sa iba, siguro, I mean, there are views like that na parang, kasi baka hindi mo lang type yung game.
Sige.
Pero,
bigyan ka na example. Sa Persona series. Ito, mga Persona fans makaka-relate. Like, for example, kasi ako, ang ginagawa ko, di ba, sa Persona kasi, meron silang normal life. Tapos, merong part doon na pupunta kayo sa dungeon or mag-explore. Ako kasi, kapag pupunta ako ng dungeon, minimake sure ko na I have ample time. Kasi, hindi ako nag-explore ng isang floor lang kapag sa dungeon. Like, i-explore ko isang buong as in talagang part ng building or ng dungeon. Oo, completionist. So, isipin mo, okay, yung sa Persona pa kasi may calendar. Like, kailangan ma-explore mo tong dungeon before this date. So, ako, kunyari, malapit na ako dun sa date. So, ano ba yan? Kailangan ko mag-explore. So, hindi ako pwedeng maglaro ng isang oras lang. Alam mo yun? Kasi mawawala yung momentum mo. Kaya ngayon yung sinasabi ko na kapag ka RPG games, pero sobrang gusto ko yung Persona series. Hindi mo po pwedeng sabihin na hindi ko yun gusto kasi nakaka 200 hours ako sa isang Persona game. Diba? Kaya parang sa akin siguro lang talaga yung kalabang ko, yung katamaran. Isipin mo kaya tatamaran ko yung minigames, pwede ba yun? Or basta yung wala ka lang sa mood, ganun.
Hindi, meron naman kasi hindi naman dinesign yung game. I mean, there's kung completionist ka, which is why I don't think you're a completionist, pero you at least want to complete everything. Meron ka naman ganun na. Pero a completionist kasi is completing everything for the sake of completing lang talaga. Kasi yun talaga yung it doesn't matter if they like the game or not. That's what they have to do. Kasi yun yung nature nila is just to complete, just to get 100 on this game. And they can say afterwards na, okay, maganda yung game or marami akong ginawa or maganda yung end game niya or whatever. Kasi yun yung mga completionists. Parang yung mga speedrunners, they don't care about a game on how the story plays, how the graphics are. They just care on how to exploit it to go faster.
Pero yun pa, speaking of kagaya niyan, completionist na sinasabi mo nga. Kasi yan din ang issue ko. Like for example, hindi ako nagbo-move on from one game to another unless na-complete ko na yung game. Ganun. Like, kailangan makompleto ko yung trophy. Tapos parang nababadrip ako pag hindi ko makompleto, pag hindi ko makuha yung trophy. Like, ano ba naman yan? Tapos kapag ka nandun na ako sa part na nabubwisit na ako, yung sobrang irritated na ako, tsaka lang ako mag-move on to another game. Pero babalikan ko pa rin yung previous game. Tapos mababadrip na naman ako.
Gets ko naman yun. Hindi mo siya nakukuha kasi kasi nahihirapan ka dun sa part na hindi mo makuha? I mean, the game is
Nahirapan ako.
okay. So that's a different issue kasi nga if ang pumipigil sa iyo is tinatamad kang gawin.
Hindi yun.
Then you're
hindi
not.
Hindi ko makuha dahil mahirap.
Yun. So that's just parang skill or will issue, di ba? So ibig
Aray
sabihin,
naman dun sa skill or will issue.
Hindi totoo. Ibig sabihin, you just need some help or some insight to actually gain it. Ibig sabihin, kaya mong kunin yon. Hindi naman kailangan mag-spend ka ng hours doon. Kasi syempre, if you're repeating the same mistakes, you're not gonna get that achievement or goal. Kasi nga, mali yung technique mo. So, you can learn from some...
example nanggigigil ako eh. Ito yung isang trophy na, platinum trophy na hindi ko makakalimutan talaga. Napipikon ako pag naaalala ko. Final Fantasy X sa PlayStation. Final Fantasy X is my all-time favorite Final Fantasy. Like, fucking shit. Ganong level. Kaso kasi, nakakainis. Merong isang trophy doon na para makuha mo siya, sobrang luck-based. Yung Chocobo Race, kung familiar kayo doon. Kasi may mga placements yung mga balloon na sobrang random ng algorithm. Tapos magre-race kayo, kailangan yung race mo dapat 0. Basta yung seconds yun I just forgot the exact explanation of how. Pero kailangan makakuha ka ng balloons para mabawasan yung seconds ng lap mo or something. Hanggang sa hindi ko siya makuha kasi nga luck-based. Pagka mali yung placement ng balloon, wala na. Ano ka na kagad, GG ka na kagad. So makakailang ulit ka. Tapos yun, pinigilan ko na sobrang inis ko. Pero yun lang yung kulang kong trophy.
Anong pangalan ng trophy? Magiging master
ano yun eh. Hindi, para makuha mo yung, kasi doon sa Final Fantasy X na yun, merong mga components para makuha mo yung mga weapon, yung mga ultimate weapon nila. So kapag natapos mo yung Chocobo Race na yun, makukuha mo yung component para sa ultimate weapon ni Tidus. Yun. Kaso hindi ko makuha. Isa sa trophy yun na kailangan makuha mo lahat nung ultimate weapons and at the same time matapos mo yung Chocobo Race. So isipin mo 2 trophy pala yung kulang ko. Dahil lang dun sa quest na yun na hindi ko magawa.
Nagigets naman kita dyan. Kasi nga, I mean, I've experienced that. Kaya rin hindi ako mabalik sa game na yun because huling-huli na ako and I didn't spend time on getting this particular achievement. Hindi naman to achievement, pero parang makakuha ka rin ng legendary item. Sa Guild Wars 2, I mean, if anybody understands or has played Guild Wars 2, is that you will have to spend a huge amount of time to actually get a legendary item weapon. Pero because a lot of people have already done it, the path is clear. Ibig sabihin, may instructions na online on how to get it. And it doesn't matter kung skill-based, hindi siya skill-based Para talaga siyang spend time to actually do it because you need this amount of, yung parang may mga you need to craft the legendary item. So you need this particular ganyan. And you don't need to spend any money. Kailangan mo lang mag-spend time. So, si Jan, naiintindihan to kasi nag-walk to So, alam mo ulitin mo yung mga dungeon paulit-ulit just to get a particular ganyan. So, ang estimated sa, I don't know ngayon pero I don't know ngayon kung mas madali na. Pero before, a legend item, you have to spend 3 months. At yung very, yun na yung average. Ibig sabihin, 90 days, and you have to do this daily, and this is based on like 8 hours of gaming. Kumbaga parang trabaho. So 3 months, you have to do the same repetitive tasks to actually gain yun. Pero kasi sa Guild Wars kasi understandable yun because at the end, if you've already done everything, you've already done ang number 1 na gagawin mo lang is fashion wars, yung tinatawag. So yung pagandahan na lang kayo ng armor, tambay kayo sa town. Tapos, ganda ng weapon niya, idol, yung mga ganon. Ganon, that's the main goal. Pero, it's not like the games today where people got their legendary items or gold guns or whatever by paying. Sa Guild Wars kasi talagang magtrabaho ka. kung gusto mo talaga yan.
Pagsisikapan mo talaga.
There's no way for you to actually buy your way. Siguro I think meron 1 or 2 na craftables na you can pay for it, pero malaking pera kailangan. Of course, kung hindi naman problema yung pera, gagawin nila yon. Pero you still have like 80% of the task ahead of you that you really have to spend time. Siguro kinut down mo lang doon is parang half a month. So 2 weeks. So absueldo ka lang ng 2 weeks kasi nagbayad ka, pero the rest you still have to work for it. Kaya pag merong mga taong may legendary items, makikita mo talaga na pinaghirapan nila yon. Na
talagang badge of honor ang peg. Talagang, wow, shit. Meron siya nun.
At isang item lang yun, weapon lang yun. Merong legendary armor.
Kasi,
bawat
sa
armor.
Dota, naka-arcana. Alam mo, may pera lang eh.
Yun nga.
Diba?
Kasi nga, syempre, maintindihan naman natin kasi yung galaw ng maintindihan natin yung galaw ng mga ng mga companies on why
developers.
they do it. Developers, publishers basically, because they need to make money out of it. And people have been successful in the past for microtransactions lang. I mean, Guild Wars 2 is a microtransactions game. Pero sobrang lang talaga, cosmetics lang talaga, tsaka mga craftable items na pwede mong bilhin. Gagawin mo pa rin, tsaka tatrabaho ka pa rin. Yun. Kaya nagigets ko yan, yung mga achievements na yan eh. Sabi ko, mahirap yan. Although, ako kasi, yung problema ko kasi ngayon talaga, yung pag tinititigan mo lang talaga yung game, parang, ano ba yun? I mean, I think I have a slight answer is because before, when we were young, when we were college,
young talaga.
Hindi ka pa nagtatrabaho and all.
Oo naman.
If you don't have a forever squad, now you're doomed to play alone.
Forever what?
And meron ka forever squad. Yung meron ka talaga.
Kasi, sige, ikaw muna, explain mo muna.
Hindi, I think that ito lang yung sagot ko dyan. Kasi this is what the culture of gaming should have been. Okay? Kasi, yes, RPG are played alone. Okay? RPGs are played alone, are played on your own. Pero, the main enjoyment that you got from gaming is not by playing alone. It's by playing with friends. By playing multiplayer. By nag-Dota ka, nag-Counter-Strike ka noon. Yun yung humahalak ka talaga sumisigaw. Never mo ma-experience yun pag mag-isa ka lang. Yung talagang euphoria na saya pag hindi ka na mag-isa ka lang. Matutuwa ka na parang, yes, na-achieve ko yun, ganyan. Pero, either may kasama ka sa room, ibig sabihin, someone's interacting with you versus you're really alone. Kasi pag you're really alone, you're just cheering by yourself. There's no need to cheer.
You're
excited. You're excited
ako
and all that.
Lang. Ang iniisip ko lang, gets ko yung point mo na squad, ganyan, enjoy. Pero ito, on my perspective, especially the time na wala pang social media, I play video games. Tapos, hindi naman parehas ng kuya ko ng mga nilalaro ng mga kapatid ko. So, ako, mga nilalaro ko, puro RPG, kasi sila yung mga Dota. Pero I still have fun. Like, ang sa akin kasi, nostalgia.
Kasi Vibs, you're equating what I'm saying to, you're not gonna have fun alone. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the extreme euphoria that you experience with equating to being a gamer is experienced through multiplayer games. Siyempre, you're still gonna have fun. Obviously, you're still gonna have fun pag mag-isa ka. If you're playing solo games. Kasi ako, naglaro naman ako ng Skyrim. Tuwan-tuwa ako sa Skyrim eh. Pero, kinwento ko ba sa sarili ko na natutuwa ako sa Skyrim? Hindi. Kinwento ko sa ibang gamers. So, there's still interaction with other gamers. If you're alone, paano mo ikwento sa sarili mo maganda yung Skyrim? Paano mo ikwento sa sarili mo maganda ang Persona? Hindi, di ba?
Pero ako kasi...
The interaction comes from other people. The happiness comes from, talaga, natapos mo na yan? Ako hindi pa eh. Talaga, ano bang gagawin ko sa ganito? It's still interaction with other people. So, when you play games with other people, with multiplayers, if you have like yung forever, sinatawag ngayon forever squad, dun mo makukuha yung high na ganyan-ganyan. Which is the reason why ngayon ang most popular games is multiplayer games. Not multiplayer online games, ganyan. Not really RPG, which yun nga, di ba, kaya ang sinabi na, single player games are dead. Hindi pa rin. Kasi we still need that. We still need time alone na gusto mo lang maglaro mag-isa. Gusto mo mag-enjoy ng world mag-isa. Kailangan natin ng mga kaibigan para ikwento yung experiences natin,
pero
ganyan.
I don't know, but for me, I don't agree with that part. Like,
alin part?
Kasi, yun nga, the true euphoria is you can only get it from interacting with others. Like, ewan ko, kasi na-experience ko yung maglaro ako ng games na wala akong makausap about it eh. And I still had fun. You know?
Kasi ako, only child ako eh. So wala akong kapatid. So basically,
kasi ako may kapatid ako.
Yun nga, half of my life,
Pero,
I've experienced playing alone.
Sa kanila.
Hindi, I'm not saying I'm not saying that you're not gonna have fun. Kasi nga you're equating fun to euphoria. I'm not saying that. Euphoria is talagang true happiness. 'Di ba? So you're happy that you actually finished the game or you're playing whatever and everybody agrees with that. Nobody is in disagreement. Wala sinabing pag naglalaro ka mag-isa malungkot ka. I didn't say that. I never said that. I just said na yung true gaming experience comes from playing with other players. Oo, kasi we have ilang taon na ba? 20 years? We have a 20-year example of that. World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is always playing with other players. Walang naglaro ng dungeon na mag-isa. Walang nag-solo queue ng dungeon tapos natapos niya. Wala. It's impossible. Diba? It's with playing with other players, cooperating. Yun yung true euphoria. That's why they're still paying for the game right now.
Meron akong example dyan. Yung guild namin dati, pangalan Sugod. Merong maliit lang na guild. Tapos may isang boss, si Cindegrosa. Hirap na hirap kami doon. As in, every week, every day, pinupuntahan namin, hindi namin matalo-talo. Finally, nung nag-gear up at saka finally natalo namin. Ay, sus. Sigawan kami lahat.
Malaki yun eh. Lalo na yung mga world first, no? Tapos talagang...
pero hindi. I mean, for a small guild na talagang pinaghirapan mo. Tapos, kasi coordination din yan eh. Tapos biglang, di ba?
Oo. Kasi talaga kailangan lahat perfect gawin nyo. Tapos walang mimintes, walang matutokso, gawin mo lang yung trabaho mo. Yan. So, doon mo makukuha talaga yung ano talaga. Because, I mean, humans are social
hanggang
people.
Naalala pa namin yun eh.
Oo. Kasi, eto yun. You can have as much achievement playing. Ako, I still have good memories with Skyrim. That Skyrim is not a multiplayer game. You play it alone. You play it on your own. You still have those memories. Kaya nga sabi ko nga, di ba, pag nag-work ako, i-on ko lang yung Skyrim, yung ambient.
Yung background music.
Oo, yung saya na ma-experience mo, di ba? Na ganon. And that's happiness. Pero yung talagang halos parang mahirap kasi i-explain ang euphoria. Kasi it's just feeling eh. 'Di ba? Mahirap siya i-explain. Pero yung talaga yung it's with people or even just conversing with people na parang talaga ganyan, nagsasaya kayo, ganyan. Magkwentuhan kayo tungkol sa
ng experience.
Oo. Pero yun, I mean, it's not saying na playing alone is not advisable or you won't feel the same way as you're playing with ganyan. Hindi mo lang ma-achieve yung parang pinaka-high kung hindi kasama yung ibang tao. And it doesn't mean that it's just playing with other people. It's also conversing with other people. So ibig sabihin, related pa rin talaga sa social interaction yung gaming. Ang problema kasi pag adulting ka na, wala na yung mga kalaro mo dati, may kanya-kanya na rin buhay. They're also experiencing the same problems. That's why what should have happened, and if any of the young gamers are playing today, if you have a squad right now that you're playing PUBG or whatever right now, you keep that particular squad. You keep that clan, you keep that whatever. itago niyo yon kahit tumanda na kayo. And then you get together at least once or twice a week. Twice a month. Diba? Once a week or twice a month, depending on your schedule. And then get back together. And experience that. Kasi it can equate to inuman. Kasi nung high school, nagiinuman kami. College, nagiinuman kami, magtotropa kami. So, pag nagtawagan, kayo rin yung mag-aano. And right now, hindi na naman ganun kababaw yung mga vices. Ngayon, may gaming na, may iba ng ganyan. So, you keep that same group na...
Nalala ko tuloy yung meme na
Alin?
Pag nag-online kayo like 5 years ago, online games, tapos lahat online yung friends mo, tapos after 5 years, ikaw na lang mag-isa. Tapos online 2 years ago, online 1 year ago, parang...
ang nakakalungkot kasi doon, ikaw na lang kasi yung available. Diba? Pero it doesn't mean na ayaw na nila maglaro. It just means that they have
ikaw
other
priorities.
Ikaw na lang yung may time. They have other priorities then. Pero who says that they don't want to get back to that? Kasi kwentuhan mo lang yan sa Facebook, naalala mo ba yung mga ganito? Grabe yung ganyan. They still want to, gusto pa rin nila may pagkwentuhan tungkol sa mga nangyari nyo noon. Mga nangyari sa inyo noon, yung mga experience, naalala mo ba yung ganito si ganito, matay si ganito. It's still there. And you can still relive those memories if you act as an adult now and schedule everything. Diba? Kasi yun na yung buhay mo ngayon eh. Hindi mo ma-organize because wala kang schedule. Diba? Katulad, I mean, if anybody's gonna tackle streaming, you can't just stream anywhere, anytime you want. You have to have a time slot para alam ng mga viewers mo, pag ganitong oras, si ganito, mag-online na. Diba? Kasi alam nila yung oras mo eh. Alam nila yung oras mo, alam nila yung availability. They don't care what your life is outside of streaming. They just want you there at the promised time. And you keep that schedule and people will start coming. Kasi pag stream ka lang na stream, on ka lang ng on kung kailan mo gusto, wala kang steady following. Kasi nga, hindi naman nila pwedeng abangan 24/7. Diba? Mawawalan sila na interest sa'yo eventually. So, schedule is everything, even in an adult life. Mahirap na nga lang. I mean, if may Facebook naman, I'm sure you're friends with your old buddies, ganyan-ganyan. Yeah, inganyo mo. May pera ka na ngayon, may adult money ka na. Diba? Ano ngayon eh? Yan ang meme ngayon, adult money. Ibig sabihin, you can buy stupid things with your adult money. Oo, diba?
Pero nagets ko yung part, kasi ewan ko, I'm still trying to digest it. Nagigets ko yung point mo inang, I mean, I totally understand. I'm trying to still, alam mo yun, kasi ang experience ko naman ngayon, nahihirapan ako since wala akong console. Hindi ako makapaglaro mag-isa. So ngayon, ang option ko lang.
Antay mo kasi yung PS5 mo.
Teka na! Huwag natin pag-usapan yan kasi sobrang nababaliw ako pag naiisip ko na wala pa rin ako makuha.
Marami naman lang.
Sobra, nakakabwisit. Anyway, yun nga. Ang iniisip ko kasi ngayon, like, I'm trying to relate myself to what you're saying na, dati, kasi alam mo ba kung paano nag-start yung stream ko before? Nakwento ko na ba yun? Nakwento ko na yun di ba? Kaya lang naman ako nag-start mag-stream. To refresh your memory, kaya lang naman ako nag-start mag-stream is, may mga tropa ako na tinuturuan ako mag-Dota. Hindi ako marunong mag-Dota. So ngayon, ang ginawa namin, mag-stream ako, mga cancer plays, parang bobo maglaro, ganon. Or para lang mapagtawanan yung sarili namin na recorded yung mga nilalaro ko na isipin mo yun, may gagamitin akong item, mali ako nung napindot, tapos tawa lang kami ng tawa. Tapos hanggang ngayon, pagka naalala mo ba yung play mo na ganito? Ay, oo, ganon. Tapos, ang problema ko naman ngayon, hindi ko na sila makalaro kasi it's either meron silang ibang game na nilalaro or time difference. Kasi syempre yung oras ko dito, anong oras ako nakakapaglaro, di ba?
Ganun talaga yung mga kaya talaga yung mga start ng
diba?
Start ka talaga na pagtatawanan mo yung mga ganyan mo. Pero at least nakapag-stream ka because of that, di ba? You capitalized on that situation.
Tapos eventually doon ako nag-start na mag-variety stream, na nag-stream ako ng console, ganyan. Tapos salita lang ako ng salita, kuda lang ako ng kuda, pero may nanonood naman. Tapos kaya doon ako natatawa kasi iba yung stream ng multiplayer versus sa single player. Ewan ko, parang nako-compare ko lang yung experience when it comes to streaming. Yun.
Gets naman yan. Puti ka pa. Yaka.
Bakit?
Wala.
Anong buti pa mo?
Hindi. I mean, may experience ka na streaming na may nanonood.
bitter.
Hindi naman ako bitter kasi ako initially naman talaga. I mean, I don't stream.
Initially naman talaga.
I don't stream anymore. Not kasi nga wala naman akong oras di maglaro, paano tayo mag-i-stream? Mag-i-stream ka pa, hindi ka nga makalaro. Yan nga yung problema.
Papagurin mo yung sarili mo, no? Tapos hindi ka makalaro.
Correct. Tsaka minsan iniisip ko yung, my PC is not high-end anymore in this generation. So, nasa mid-range na siya, mid to low na. Nandun na siya sa point na i-upgrade mo na para makahabol ka. I mean, if I stream, I would... Hindi, kasi nga, hindi naman. Kaya-kaya pa rin. Pero, I mean, it would compromise my gaming. Ibig sabihin, hindi ko makukuha yung frame rates na gusto ko kasi nga, nagtatrabaho siya na binibigay niya sa stream yung kalahati ng oras niya, tapos binibigay niya sa game. So, parang mahati lang yung siyempre, gusto ko mag-enjoy na mabilis yung gaming. So, hindi na lang mag-i-stream. So, yun lang yung iniisip ko na kaya hindi ako nag-i-stream ngayon. Pero, anytime gusto ko lang mag-stream. Pero, ang purpose ko naman kasi, like you, sabi mo, ang purpose mo is para makuha
ma-record lang.
Ako rin, ganun din yung purpose ko is ma-record lang na meron lang akong record ng stream na ganyan. Kasi nga, kaya ko i-record, kaya lang ilalagay ko sa hard disk ko, sayang yung space. Lagay ko na lang sa Facebook. Bahala yung mga server nila magtago, diba? So, mas maganda yun. 3 hours stream mo or something. Kasi pag start ka, diba, parang hanggang 4 hours ka lang. So, yun, mga 3 hours stream, tapos automatic nandun na sa page. Okay na yun. Ayaw mo si Facebook magtago ng mga videos ko kaysa yung...
Kaya mo siyang problema.
Oo. Tapos, may option naman ngayon na pwede mo i-private. Ayaw mapakita sa iba. O di, ginawa mo lang storage talaga si Facebook, diba? Extra hard drive din yan. Libre pa.
True. Cloud storage.
Isa-store ko dito sa ko. Ang dami. Siyempre kung ang purpose ko nun is store mo, i-clip mo, di ba? Para magkaroon ka ng mga montage, pakul, ganyan. So, yun nga. Ayun sana yung gusto ko in the future is to get enough, tas mag-clip ka na ganyan. Pero, yun nga, hindi ka makahanap ng oras para maglaro. Tapos kung maglalaro, parang...
Kasi inconsistent pa yung oras mo ng gaming. So, paano yung viewers? So, ibang art talaga yung streaming versus sa gaming. Kasi kapag gaming, ka lang talaga alam mo yun, chill ka lang. Pero pag nag-stream ka kasi, marami kang factors na kailangan ding isipin
Totoo.
Kaya, hindi siya basta-basta din.
I think prevalent naman yung issue na yun na nalulungkot ka na ngayon na hindi ka makapaglaro. And also, pag may oras ka na maglaro, ayaw mo naman maglaro. Talaga, parang, when the time came na parang talaga may oras ka na parang, wala akong gana. Sige, kung ano na lang akong ganyan. I think ang mas nakakalan is yung mga WoW players dati. Kasi marami talagang experiences yung mga World of Warcraft players dati. Nung kasagsagan ng World of Warcraft. Dati puro MMO, di ba? Parang before 2010s talagang puro MMO ang experience ng mga tao. Yung mga, run online, di ba? Yung mga kabal. Diba?
Oo, yan.
Pag may nag-stream nga ngayon nun, kasi mayroong mga nag-i-stream ngayon doon. Daming nanonood. Bakit? Kasi gusto nilang mabalik yung dating alaala na parang, naglalaro.
Nostalgia.
High school ako niyan. Or ganyan, nilalaro ko yan noon. Ganyan.
Ganitong guild kami niyan. Academy, Chenes sa Run Online.
Meron pa yung Mu, di ba? Yung Mu, tapos ano pa yung isa? Kalimutan ko na naman yung parang worms. Ano nga yun?
Yung parang worms.
Parang sasakyan ka tapos magbobombahan lang kayo. Oh my God. Sikat kasi
Gunbound?
Yun, Gunbound, oo.
Yun ba yan?
Oo.
Yung Gunbound, addict na addict din ako dyan buwisit.
Mga
Pupunta
Korean
pa
games
talaga ako
kasi
ng
yan
com shop.
Alam mo,
Ay, Audition.
Ayun,
Auto-jam.
audition pa. Yung audition pa.
Yan. Diyos ko, ilang oras yung ginugol ko dyan sa audition na yan. High
Alam mo,
school.
ang ganda ng mga Korean games talaga noon Kasi,
True.
alam mo ba sa Korea, ang ginagawa nila is they just log on to a browser. Tapos automatic, doon sila pipili ng games. Yung Naver. So, yun lang, may account sila doon na parang Google, tapos maglalagin sila doon, maglalaro na sila. Tayo nung yung
parang
Oo, parang Y8. Pero magaganda yung games, magaganda yung quality ng game. Doon sila naglalaro ng Gunbound. Yung pinaka ko na doon is parang yung Mario Kart na racer Na para siyang Mario Kart pero yun nga, online multiplayer siya. Tapos, yung red and blue lang naman yung pipiliin mo na kulay ng tao mo. Tapos, yun lang talaga. Every time na pupunta ako dun sa, kasi naglalaro ako ng parang Station 168, Korean owned Tapos, puro Korean na. Siyempre, doon kami sa Yossi Era, yung mga naglalaro dun. Kung hindi StarCraft, yun. Ang mga Korean sila. Hindi mo matanggal sa StarCraft. StarCraft 1 pa, hindi yun 2
Pero isipin mo, ang galing din talaga nila gumawa ng mga ganyang klase ng games Like, pumatok din talaga sa market. Yung mga ganyang pakulo ng mga Koreano.
Totoo. Kasi mga late 90s and 2000s, hindi pa yung move ng
level up
government.
games yun
Yung move ng government nila is to, since we're a small country, why don't we fiber optic everything? So, the government decided to invest on e-commerce or ganyan para hindi na tayo lumabas, hindi na tayo let's just put everything online, it's easier, ganyan. Maliit yung bansa kasi nalilit ang kalye nila, hindi naman katulad sa kahit sa Pilipinas may freedom pa rin ng mag-highway, sa kanila wala, talagang compact sila karamihan. Yung mga sakyan nila, liliit din naman. So parang, instead na, since we're so busy with work, kasi parang Japan din sila, di ba? So, busy sila sa work, mga ganyan. Sila nag-start na parang i-internet na lang natin, fiber optic natin, everything, so we can have high-speed internet. Yun, naging magandang investment sa kanila kasi nag-usbungan yung sa kanila nag-start yung mga net cafe, tawag nila PC Bank. Na wala kang PC sa bahay, you can't afford it, or you don't have space in your house, di pumunta ka sa mga cafe na to na you can do whatever. So yung mga kabataan doon kumakain, doon natutulog.
Naalala ko tuloy yung mga pictures that you can smell.
Ay, nako.
Yung mga headset sa comp shop. Grabe. Oy, pero na-experience ko kasi talaga yung com shop Sino ba ditong hindi naka-experience ng com shop? Yung totoo, di ba?
Wala.
Yun talaga yung Oy, seryoso ba? Hindi mo na-experience mag-com shop, Inang?
Hindi. Ibig sabihin yung hindi pa na-experience yung com shop, di pa buhay.
Generation.
Ngayon kasi wala namang com shop na bukas ngayon.
Sa bahay.
Walang com shop na bukas ngayon. Kaya sara kagad yan.
At saka ang social na ng mga com shop ngayon, Mineski, TNC, di ba? Dati, dyan lang sa kabilang kanto.
Ako nun, ganun yung nilalaro ko mga early 2000s. Doon sa Station 168, ganun na sila.
Netopia.
Netopia, mahirap dun kasama mo yung mga nanay Bawal maingay.
Yung mga bawal mag-YouTube.
Oo, yung mga tuwang-tuwa na sila, Yahoo lang naman yung bukas. No?
Oo, Friendster, Yahoo.
Yung nakalima sila email, parang sagot nila dun sa Nigerian Prince. Kala mo may kausap talaga sila.
Yung yung chat sa Yahoo dati, ang tawag dun? Hindi ko maalala.
Yahoo Messenger.
Basta yung chat. Ayun, Yahoo Messenger. O, diba? Dati, ganun lang. Tapos Friendster.
Ganun lang.
Profile mong may background music.
May jowa ng Amerikano bigla. Ganun.
Diba? Pero nakakamiss din yung mga com shop days no? Tapos yung tipong naglalaro ka, tuturuan ka ng bata sa likod, gusto mong sikuhin, di ba?
Lahat naglalaro ng GTA San Andreas.
Oo, yun pa. Tapos lahat, alam mo yung cheat code doon, Vice City.
Yung mga ano pa yan, ano yan? Ano pa yan? Mga CNC General, Red Alert, yung pinaglalaro dun.
Uy, Red Alert, sarap niyan. Tsaka Battle Realms. Nilalaro ko dati.
Kasi yung
Yuri's Revenge.
Mga games yan na hindi kailangan ng graphics card. And if you're a com shop, mahal ang graphics card.
Yun lang, sapat na.
So parang dedicated, pwede na. So yun yung nilalaro dati. Kahit StarCraft noon, it didn't need any, StarCraft noon didn't need any graphics card. Kasi nga, sobrang kilala ang Blizzard, di ba dyan, na pinakamababang recommended requirements. Sobrang lahat pwede maglaro. Kaya nakakatuwa. Yung Diablo
nakakamiss nga yung ganun eh.
Oo. Wala na eh.
Kasi ngayon ang Dota, napakataas na rin ng requirement po. Siya nakakabwisit maglaro eh. Alam mo yun nga lang yung nilalaro ko, nakakabwisit pa. Kasi ang daming required na keme sa buhay.
Gusto ko mag-download ng Warzone. Yung Warzone, gusto ko mag-download doon. Kaya lang, laki ng requirement. Parang 100 gigs. So sabi ko, casual na lang ako ngayon. Hindi ko na may enjoy yan eh. Ngayon natutuwa. Ngayon naglalaro lang ako ng Battlefront 2 just because it was free and I already bought it previously. Nung nag-sale yung Origin, I think 2 years ago, nag-sale yung Origin like $5 lang. Battlefront 2. So sabi ko, bilhin ko na yan. Kaya lang, nung binili ko yun, wala naman pala masyado nakakaalam ng $5 yun. So hindi na dagdagan yung player base. Ibig sabihin, player base like 3 years ago, upaubos na kasi ang tagal na nung game. Ngayon, kaya lang ako naglaro ngayon is because it's free and I know people who hasn't played it before will download it and play. So ngayon, pag ano ka ng game, hindi ka mag-aantay talaga. Ang dami naglalaro. Nagma-max capacity nga daw eh, sabi ko. Nagdagdag pa yung EA tuloy kasi siyempre luma ng game, ba't pa tayo mag-i-invest dyan? Nagma-max capacity yung server. Sige nga, dadagdagan na namin dedicated server. Ayun. Kaya nga ang rumor ngayon is, narinig mo na ba ito dyan? Ang rumor is they're gonna announce Battlefront 3 anytime soon. Nagbuo sila ng dedication ng ng mga tinigil nila yung developing sa iba eh para lang mag-develop ng bagong game. Yan lang. Yun lang naman. Wala naman, may chika ba tayo?
O nga pala si Lord Gabe nasa New Zealand, balak niyang dalhin lahat ng development team niya sa New Zealand para gumawa ng games.
Valve? Buong Valve?
Hindi naman buo. Siguro part.
Seryoso ba?
Oo, seryoso.
Gabe?
Kasi
sino pinag-uusapan nila? Okay. Seryoso? Anong pakulo nito ni Gabe na naman?
Yung binigyan talaga mga utak ng bilyonaryo walang magawa. Ay, tamo na lang siya.
Bored.
Hindi ba sino to siya? Sino yung isang bilyonaryo si Tesla. Si Musk.
Elon Musk.
Di ba kung ano-anong lumalabas na balita tungkol sa kanya, pero makakatawa. Ang ano lang naman yan is kung gusto niyang gawin niya. I mean, if they're making games right now, if they have plans of making games, and then that's good. Kasi nga, matagal na silang hindi gumagawa ng games eh.
Oo nga. Kailan ba yung last?
Yung huli nila is yung Half-Life VR. Yun yung
Alex.
Yung Alex. Yan yung huli nila na project, which is maganda siya na maganda yung graphics for a VR game. Tapos maganda rin yung mga technologies tsaka yung mga techniques na inintroduce nila. Kasi nga, anything, of course, dahil VR, you can see everything. So, everything in the world, you can pick up. Diba? So, may mga technique na inintroduce sila na para instead na point and shoot ka lang, pwede mong saluhin yung mga granada na binabato sa'yo, tapos balik mo. So, bago yun. Kasi,
pero may tanong ako. Sige, after niyang topic na yan. Sige, mamaya na.
Hindi, nanggugulo ka eh.
Hindi kasi naalala ko lang bigla. Pero okay.
Sige nga, baka makalimutan mo pa.
Hindi, kasi walang fans dito ng Resident Evil sa inyong dalawa eh. Nakakainis kayo eh.
Meron bago
Yung
ngayon, yung
anong-
Resident Evil
Oo.
ngayon sa Village, pag bumili ka, yung nakita ko lang kanina yung Reverse. Parang it's a multiplayer shooter that introduces, or you can play the characters of all Resident Evil games, kahit yung mga
Yun
kalaban.
nga.
So,
Kaso may mga friends ako na hindi nagustuhan. Yung
ako, tingin ko
na yun.
okay siya. I think it's gonna be a good and fun game. Pero yung life niyan, it's not gonna last for like 2 months. Kasi nga,
why?
okay. Hindi kasi tapos yun na yun eh. Yun yung hinahanap mo palagi pag multiplayer games. Tapos are you gonna support this? Are you gonna go through with this route?
Kasunod?
Or is this it? 'Di ba? Katulad nung I think they're making, or they already introduced it as early access, yung isang game na Resident Evil din is yung parang para siyang ano yung game na favorite mo na horror, yung multiplayer. Ano nga yun?
Ako, Dead by Daylight.
Yun, Dead by Daylight na style, pero Resident Evil. Ibig sabihin, one will play the bad guy, which is parang si Mr. ganyan. Tapos,
ganon? Mr. X?
siya yung isa. Tapos, I think 4 players will play the takbo lang sila,
Chris,
or ganyan.
Si Claire, Leon, tsaka si
Hindi, normal players lang. Ibig sabihin, normal players lang.
Pa yan. Eh, sana na lang sila. Sana nilagay na lang nila si Nemesis or si ang pangalan nito, Mr. X sa Dead by Daylight. Kasi di ba ganun ginagawa ng Dead by Daylight? Kumukuha sila ng mga villains from parang hindi ko maalala.
Although kasi franchise eh. So, I mean, if you can make it yourself, why would you give the license to another? Hindi ka naman kikita. Di ba? Kasi bibigyan ka lang ng bulto niyan. Ibig sabihin, okay, we'll pay for the license.
Yun na yun.
So if we can like set like a 50-man team which we can afford, then make this game, then why not? Diba? Katulad ng meron ding isang laro na ganun, which is yung Predator. So ganun din siya. I mean, it's the same premise. Actually, isa lang talaga yung game na nag-start niyan eh. Hindi siya kumita. Forgot the freaking game. Hindi, unang siyempre nag-start niyan is Left 4 Dead, diba? Yung ganyan style.
Okay. Actually, parang hindi nga masyado.
Left 4 Dead talaga. Tapos, na isang game na tinout nila as the first AAA na talagang seryoso. Kasi nga, Left 4 Dead was not really AAA. Ibig sabihin, it was a parang siguro AA lang na maganda yung game and all that. Pero hindi siya yung parang talagang pinaghirapan. Ganun lang. Battery lang. battery na lang. I forgot the game. Oh my God. Pero it flopped so bad. Parang ang kalaban mo, hunters kayo, and you're trying to hunt this alien, and one player is actually gonna play the alien, and yun, Evolve. Sorry. So, Evolve. Ang problema kasi sa Evolve is pay to play na siya. Ibig sabihin, you have to buy the game. Nilagyan pa siya ng sangkatutak na microtransactions. Tapos, hindi naman na turn off yung mga players doon. It's just that yung sinasabi ko nga na pag gumawa ka ng mga ganyang game, ang tanong ng player, tapos wala na lang silang nasagot kasi yung development, wala nang nangyari, yun na yun. That's it. Enjoy the game. So parang, wala na, horny. Kumbaga parang maraming success story ng mga multiplayer games out there that answered that particular question. Now, what's next? Diba? Kahit Ubisoft, yung Rainbow Six Siege that's still going strong up to this day, nasagot nila yung tanong na yun na tapos eto roadmap. Ito pa yung ito support namin yung game na to for ganyan-ganyan. Diba? Kasi ganun palagi ginagawa ng malalaking companies. Kasi here's a roadmap for the game na by this month, ganyan-ganyan. So may inaabangan yung players. Kahit wala silang pake, they still look forward to it. So usually a roadmap is just initially 1 year. Tapos sasabihin nila, meron pa kaming plans for year 2. Pero you wouldn't know if that will push through kasi nga syempre it means pera para sa studio. Malaking pera na naman Google kasi de-develop nyo pa. So pag hindi pumatok within a year, edi ano na lang, maintenance mode na lang, di ba? So sila yun, magandang gamble yun na parang i-announce mo na lang yung roadmap para na iso-support nyo after launch. And then sabihin nyo na kung hindi talaga pumatok, kung talagang bumagsak na yung player base, bakit nyo pa itutuloy? Di maintenance mode ka na lang, tamang simpleng DLC na lang para lang mabalik yung player. Pero alam mong hindi mo na mababalik yun eh.
Diba? Paano yung yung infinite roadmap ng Star Citizen?
Okay, yung roadmap niya. Hindi pa nga nila nirelease ng hype na yun eh. Tanga kasi yung ginawa talaga nila. Katangahan kasi talaga yung ginawa. Katangahan yun. I mean, idol ko siya. Kasi nga, hindi kasi he's already amassed millions of dollars from players. Pero wala pa yung game. Kasi nga, nasa Kickstarter mode pa rin to eh. Nakakuha na rin siya ng pera sa labas bukod sa mga games. Pero yung parang, alam mo yun, ang laki-laki na ng ginugol ng mga tao. Diba? Pero yung single player na dapat i-release mo sana para lang magkaroon ng
excitement. Mark Hamill pa yun nandun.
Oo. Hindi na nga natatandaan ni Mark Hamill yung nagawa niya yun.
Oo nga.
Diba? Tapos, isipin mo, nakagawa na ng 3 Star Wars, di ba siya nare-release? Gaano katagal?
Kaya pala.
Diba, yung nakakatawa, nag-start ka sa Kickstarter, tapos wala. Ano yan eh? Talagang
wala
failed.
Na kasunod.
Failed talaga yan. Sobrang failed endeavor yan. Ang dami na nagsasabi na naloko na sila. May iba, nagbabayad ng $2,000 para makakuha ng special aircraft. Parang, what the hell, man? What the hell? My God.
What the hell?
Although, gusto ko talaga, idol ko si Chris Roberts because he made one of my parang iconic single-player games before, yung 2003, Freelancer. Na napaka bare bones na, kasi ngayon it still holds up yung Space Battle. It still holds up to this day. Pero sobrang yung story niya, sobrang PlayStation 1 graphics, di ba? Or PlayStation 2 at least. Pero sobrang ganda, nagaganda talaga ako sa game na yun. Sobrang sobrang underrated. Underrated talaga yung game na yun.
Naghahanap nga minsan ako ng mag-game na parang ganon. Yung makuha mo yung ganong feel, pero parang wala na eh.
Parang ka naglaro ng pagkahaba-habang movie. It's not really a long campaign. Siguro mga 20 to 30 hours lang yata or less. Pero ang ganda nung experience na yun. Parang sabi, ano na ito? Sobrang open world kasi in space, di ba? Parang sobrang pangit pa nga ng mga missions kasi usually escort mission and parang shoot to kill mission lang, yung parang ganun lang. Mercenary ka kasi, pero yun. Ayun pa pala, may add ako doon sa Cyberpunk before. Kasi may naisip ako na hindi ko titirahin, pero nalungkot lang ako doon sa nalungkot lang ako dun sa how they decided on the protagonist storyline. Kasi no matter what you choose, you will be a mercenary. Ibig sabihin, merc yung tawag sa'yo, so you're higher. So, ibig sabihin, it makes sense on a gameplay standpoint kasi nga may mga quest. Ibig sabihin, people can give you quest na, gawin mo to, ganyan, gawin mo to. Pero I think, on that kind of world, it could have been interesting kung bida ka talaga, pero detective ka.
Parang L.A. Noir.
Oo, hindi naman ganun L.A. Noir na style, pero yung detective ka tapos you're in Night City. And parang na rin, parang
Blade Runner.
Parang Blade Runner ka na rin na yun ka, 'di ba? You're kasi it makes sense kasi kung merc ka kasi doon nakakatawa lang kasi yung world na yan. So if you imagine a futuristic world, wouldn't you think na with ito may corporatism, may all kinds of what's happening now, parang sobrang capitalist ganyan. So ibig sabihin meron kang mga paid military tas militarized na yung mga government, yung mga ganyan, di ba? Pero doon hindi, pag nag-erratic driving ka, tanga-tanga ka mag-drive ko, hindi kayo nahuhuli ng pulis. unless makabangga ka lang. Saka ka i-report or nagbababaril ka in public. Pag may nakita sa'yo, you've been reported, so may para siyang GTA na may 1 star ka na.
Penalty.
Oo, pero in a world like that, dapat nag-erratic driving ka, sinisita ka na hey. Di ba? Di ba? O kaya may nagwa-warn sa'yo na automatic na warning, ganyan. Tinatrack ka na kasi dapat may mga camera na outside. Yun. So kaya sinasabi sa inyo na parang 80s to eh. Kung ano yung konti ng CCTV ng 80s, ganyan dito eh. So, saan mo lang makikita yung mga CCTV ng 80s sa mga loob ng bangko, loob ng establishments. Pero, dito ba ngayon sa Pilipinas, asan ang mga CCTV na sa kalye? Barangay lang merong CCTV system. Diba? Na pwede mong i-backtrack kung sakali na to, checkin mo talaga kung sino gano'n. Walang gano'n doon. Mas high-tech pa nga sa mundo ng mas high-tech pa sa mundo ng Watch Dogs kaysa dito. Kaysa doon sa Cyberpunk.
Mas magaganda. Problematic kasi talaga doon sa Cyberpunk is yun nga di ba? Yung world na binuo nila.
Nagkatamaran talaga sa design niya ito. Pero kasi
doon na nga
kay Mike Pondsmith kasi ito eh. So, ang hirap magsalita. Pero this is like, ano ba yung kanya? 2020, di ba? Cyberpunk 2020 ba? Cyberpunk 2020. Pero ito 77. So, it's like, what? More than 57 years? And nothing has changed from Mike Pondsmith's vision. Dapat yung mga group or yung culture, same. Pero yung technology dapat nagbago. Wala nga lumilipad na kotse dito eh. Ang lumilipad na kotse.
Sorry. Ano, tawag dito, pwede ba daw bang sumali yung kaibigan ko? Habol.
Okay, so we are joined by Lucille, Viv's friend. Hello. How are you, man?
Hi. Hey, doing great. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. So we're just talking about what adulting versus gaming is actually, how it affects us now versus what we had before. So, we've all shared our experiences, kasi, and we have this feeling that even if you already have time to actually play games, is that you get this feeling once you're already in front of your computer, you still don't, you already lost the feeling of actually playing the game. Do you get that?
Oh yeah, I do. Always, actually.
What experiences do you have? What games do you play ba?
Just about everything. Like I'm one of the wildest set of people. As in, naglalaro talaga. I'm sorry medyo hindi ako napapatagalog. Okay lang ba yun?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, mas mabilis ako magsalita kapag naka English mode. So yeah, yes, super gamer. I play just about everything ever since I was young, from patintero, pico, what have you, Chinese gutter, up until now. Now I'm immersed to mobile games lang, because it keeps up while I'm working. I can play it while I'm working, so that's the idea.
So you still play? What mobile games are you playing right now?
Right now I'm playing Final Fantasy, War of the Visions.
Okay. So, there is this stigma against like mobile games like that. What is that type of game? Kasi I forgot what kind of, is it a gacha game or something?
Almost every game in mobile is a gacha game. Yeah, so it's kind of like a gacha game. It is a gacha game, pero yung format of the gameplay is different. It's more like in a tactics format. If you remember Final Fantasy Tactics, ganun siya. Meron siyang board. You do turn-based, step by step, do your attacks. Kaso gacha pa rin siya. So yeah.
I have nothing against gacha games because it's good right now that gacha games have their own flavors. For those who do not know what a gacha game is, it's literally what the title is. Meaning, if it gets you, I mean, whatever your choice is, Pokemon or whatever. If you actually play that game, it already gotcha. Meaning, you're gonna be addicted to it because of how it actually sucks you in. And eventually, the main purpose of that by the publishers, not really the developers, but it's for you to shell out money because it's a mobile game. Pero yun, it's really up to you if it's your cup of tea. There are gacha games for like ano ba to? Loli anime lovers. Diba? If you
Genshin Impact, charot.
Oh, pero I mean, these are no joke games. That they're not. They don't have the typical graphic set of a mobile game, pero they're really good. They're like parang Genshin Impact type of graphics, super high end. Pero that's the only that's their main purpose, is to get you
to get you to spend like lots.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least you have something to actually keep your time. But how about the traditional games that you have on either console or PC? Do you ever get to play them because of how busy you are now?
Yeah, sometimes you're gonna have to go back to those games in one way, shape, or form. So I play gacha while I'm working because all gacha games have autoplay. So all right, autoplay. And I have a Nintendo Switch, and I'm a very big fan of Pokemon. So more grinding. So Pokemon and PC games. World of Warcraft, Overwatch. I got lots and no time to play them.
Yun. So you mean, Vivs and I were discussing earlier that it's mostly no time. Ako kasi if I'm already at the stage where this no time has got to stop, so I have to make time. But that ngayon, my issue is like, now you have time. What are you gonna do? What am I gonna play?
Browsing your library kasi wala kang mapili.
I mean, oh my God. So, yun yung issue. Yun yung issue ko ngayon is that, and I know a lot of people are also experiencing, and it's just a very silent problem that I think is growing, because I mean, it's prevalent mostly on PC because of how many Steam games there are, and you're trying to find a game. Some of the people have actually bought so many Steam games because of sales and all that, but they're not playing it. I mean, the most common reason is they have no time to play it. If I even make time, is that the feeling, the previous feeling of actually playing game is not there. Now it's become a chore na parang, well, this is what I do in my free time. So it's no longer the excitement of what you had previously. So I mean, do you get that?
Okay. Well, we do. Now, is it okay if I share a semi kind of what do you call this, scientific perspective on why this is happening?
Sure, man. That's better.
Okay. Yeah, because I like
bullshit here. So
okay. No worries. No, I got a lot of that as well, so I'm never going to run out of anything. So the thing is, I like causing experiments. I like doing experiments on myself, on my own, and I've gone through that. And it's not true that it's always just the number of games that you have. I actually have 4 games in my Nintendo Switch. Just 4 games. And I look at the 4 games, I don't know what to play. 4 games. So it's not always the number of games that you have. It's more about your feeling as an adult. Now, before when you were a kid, you get excited because you go into another world. This is your fantasy world. This is your sanctuary. You escape from reality. You become a monster hunter. You become a hero, whatever. So the pull from the real world is not that strong before, because you were young. You were immersed in imagination. But now your responsibility somehow way more than the pull of those video games. I mean, you always think about the things like when you try to hold that your Switch, you think of the adult things that you have to do afterwards. It's automatic. It just gets into you.
Yeah.
So it's a sad state. It's a sad state. Now, the excitement goes back if in one way, shape, or form, you remember the reason why you started playing games in the first place. Would you remember why you started playing games in the first place?
Oh, naman. Well, somebody was crazy enough to buy me. I mean, my story was crazy.
Okay.
When I was a kid, okay, everyone, the whole pizzazz was like, the whole thing was like playing with toys. So this was the time when, like, what do you call this? Transformers came out. So I already had Optimus Prime. So what else could I ask for? My mom was working in Japan and was like, okay, you need to get me a Megatron because I need I need something to play with my Optimus Prime. And my mom, always the mom that says, I gotta get my kid the best one. She buys me a family computer, which is all the craze in Japan, but it's so unknown here in the Philippines. So so yeah, and I was playing family computer and everyone was amazed. Wow, yeah. I mean, this is coming from every one of your friends were playing Atari. So I had family computer and was like, I mean, it's better graphics and all that. So they come to my house and all that. So of course it's Japanese. It's 110. So I destroy my own family computer by so I mean initially. And then by the time that mine is broken and I get to fix it, everyone already had their own family computer, so it's great. So the craze then in family computer is like having more games in one cartridge. So I asked my mom, do you guys have like 20 in ones there? Could you buy me a 20 in one? So again, my mom, being I gotta get the best for my kid again, buys me a Game Boy.
Wow.
Dude, you got the life. That's actually great.
Buys me a Game Boy. So in the Philippines, I'm one of the first one again to get a Game Boy, and nobody has it. So it's like, what is that? Yeah. So a Game Boy, it's not a multiplayer game, so you have to share it and all that. So they were complaining, it's hard to see just watching you because it's a small screen and it's black and white. Yeah. So yun. By the time that everyone has a Game Boy, mine is broken. So it's like, but I get to fix it again. And then I asked, can you get me a Game Boy? I think it was Game Boy Light or something like that. It was an attachment that you put so you can see clearer with a magnifying glass, and there's light in it. So at that time, again, my mom being who she is, she buys me a Super Famicom.
Wow. Your mom doesn't make sense in a very good way. I like how your mom doesn't make sense. Hey, buy me this. Hey, I'll get you this. So.
So I mean, she buys anything that's a craze in Japan at the moment, where people line up. So, she gets me those. Which when I get those, yes, I'm the first. I get crazy for a while, but for me it's like, but how can I play with them? They don't have what I have. I can't borrow. Kasi diba, ang uso nun is like, pero naman ang bala. Wala akong mahirap. Yeah. By the time mine is broken, by the time it's broken, they all have my disc because they want to play my games. So yeah. Siguro at that time, Super Famicom is where everything stopped. Because I was already in high school. And I asked for, just if you don't buy any more consoles or new consoles or whatever, just get me a more games na lang. And this is all Japanese games, no translation.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
they're all pixelated, right?
I mean, I had Super
8-bit.
Famicom, and I was playing. What do you call this? I was playing Ultima 6 in all Japanese, and I wanted to play this game because it's RPG, tapos it's parang D&D, and I couldn't understand what I was clicking on. So I had just to remember, okay, what does this do? Okay, it gives me a menu of another Japanese ganyan. Pero it looked like my inventory, so yeah. So I had to remember everything ganyan, how to get back to that screen ganyan. So it was okay. Yun. It was okay, but that's how I started gaming really. And my first real game was like in family computer was Afterburner 2. So yeah.
Well, that's the how. Do you remember the why?
Why? I mean, I just stumbled in it to it
that was an accident.
Because, yun nga. So because I didn't really know or anything like that. I was a physical gamer because it's G.I. Joes and Transformers. But when, the dawn of the video game came, yung boom of video games, of console games, yun, doon na ako na-hook and everything like that. Because everyone, each one of your friends are also playing it. And if you're not in the conversation of video games, you would be with the jocks. So I don't want to be with the jocks. I want to be with the nerds.
Nerd here. Yeah, jocks are boring actually. Now, if you'd ask mine, if you're interested though,
sure.
The idea.
How did you get into gaming?
Yeah, I was trying to escape, but everything when I was young, everything to me was very boring. I mean, you've read a lot of books, you've done a lot of assignments. I was a nerd, so I do a lot of reading. And then it gets to a point where it's boring. You go to the jocks, they're boring too. They don't do anything at all. And then your neighbor, siguro ikaw yung friend ko noon, parang ganun yung story. So your neighbor has a family computer. I don't have a family computer. They have. So I had to befriend that person for me to escape my reality. Diba? I had to escape my reality. It's boring. Yeah, palaro, pare, ganyan. So naging amuyong ako, ang tawag doon, like your sidekick for a very long time for me to be able to play games. And yeah, it was a different world for me. That's the idea. So I was trying to escape my reality. And if going back to the topic, if reality's grip is so hard on you to a point where you cannot go there even if you use your games, then yeah, that's sad. It becomes depressing. Because a lot of people, not just you, not just me, a lot of people are trying to escape their realities playing the video game. This is my world. This is how I become something. But now, when you grow old, there's always a pull back to the real world, and it's sad. It's sad. Like, oh my God, I kailangan ko pang bumili ng bigas. So, small things like that. Or my boss will kill me if I don't finish this. Mga ganon. So your responsibility is pulling you out from your imaginary world, and you can't escape anymore. That's why, a lot of people are down. It becomes taxing.
I think it's also one reason why streaming for others is actually enjoyable rather than playing themselves, like watching people play games and all that.
True.
Because some of the streamers are playing games that you would rather play or you played before, but just don't have the time. So I mean, all you have time for is just opening up a browser and looking at people going while you're working, diba?
Oh yeah, but now I think that now the craze is buying shoes. I don't know what's about with that, but a lot of people are buying shoes. Whatever. But no, I mean that's the idea. They don't have the time, so they go to streamers. They watch stuff so that they can temporarily escape while they're doing their jobs, right? So, I mean, people want to go back to that world where everything was happy and nice, and you get to save the princess from a lizard. I know it's hard. It's hard. Like Mario doesn't even have a save point. If you die, you go straight back up from the beginning.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I don't know if you've heard the song that was played before in IGN. The world is saved. I mean, you guys should listen. Okay, so if you have time, you get. It's just a small music video, about what we're talking about right now. It's a prototypical typical RPG experience that we have, that you get to be the hero, the world is saved, and then as the screen, I mean, the lyrics are there as the screen turns blank. You realize that it's already 4 a.m. You have work at ganyan. But you remember the time where you actually saved the world and the people are thankful of what you did. You just, which is
binabasa ko ngayon. Ang ganda.
I mean, oh my God.
Don't cry. No crying.
If you get to hear the music and the lyrics and everything like that, I mean, it's what every gamer has gone through every time they actually finish a game or whatnot. So, I mean, ngayon nga, I couldn't even start. So, I'm far away from that experience.
It's hard. You look. So ilang beses. So, how many times have I saved the world already? Diba? Minsan matatanong ka na ng ganun.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have to work. So, whatever. So it becomes sad.
I was a Dovahkiin. Don't you realize that? And you're treating me this way, boss.
Kaya nga eh. It was in my resume. I am a Pokemon master. Jesus. I defeated the Elite Four, whatever. So,
how many people are driving to work and we think they could just push through everything, no?
Yeah.
Ang traffic push through.
Then come gacha games. Gacha games is just a form of escape na lang eh. In a form of a very, very pricey thing. Kasi nga, pwede ka mag-autoplay. You get to autoplay while you just look at it. So, pwede ka mag-drive, habang naglalaro, kaya mo silang umatak mag-isa. Mga ganon. Pero,
I mean, I think there was like a video about, I think the guy who spent most in a gacha game, where it's like it's a Japanese guy. I think it's an anime gacha game. So, he doesn't want to get married anymore and all that. He spends. Yeah, I mean,
grabe talaga sa Japan.
Oh, I can't blame him. I can blame him. So.
Yeah, so I think he spent more than like $9,000 or more dollars. Just just with this gacha game. So I mean, they're comparing it the same as it has the same pull as a pachinko game, where you just sit and your life passes away.
Yeah, gachapon. I mean, that's the idea. It started from the gachapon, where you put tokens in and randomly gives you toys. They turned that into a game. It's a gamble, I guess. People like gambling, but I'm cheap. I don't spend for my free-to-play games. That's why I grind while I work. So.
Totoo, no? I mean, that didn't take off in the Philippines, but we have that, where you actually spend money to get those like balls of, toys.
Yeah, we still do. Toy Kingdom. Toy Kingdom has them.
Pero it doesn't generate that much revenue, versus in Japan or probably in China or whatnot.
Yeah, in Japan, that's their life.
Oh.
And they always have time for a gachapon. So, but yeah, it's sad. Now, what you do normally, what I do is go back to why I started. So I try to run out, do something different, so that you can go back to that world, the world you live in. Now, would you believe that sometimes, this is going to be very weird, exercise would actually bring you back to that world?
Really?
Or eating. So, whatever produces endorphins. Again, it's a science thing. So, if you're happy at one point, you'd want to top it up with another form of happiness.
I mean, if you are satisfied with like auto-playing your gacha games,
Pero wait lang, may tanong ako.
Sige, go.
Inang yung sinabi mo kanina kasi, di ba, sabi ko, I don't agree with that. Like the euphoria of the gaming. So I just want to ask,
Sige, go.
His opinion. So, where do you get the euphoria from gaming? Kasi ang explanation ni Inang kanina is, you can play games alone na fun. I mean, it's fun, pero the euphoria you can get from interacting with other people, na you're sharing your experience, na ano to? Na nag-play kayo ng mga multiplayer games, na, uy, parang nalala mo ba, ganito yung ginawa natin sa ganitong dungeon. So, what is euphoria? Or where do you get the euphoria from gaming? The true euphoria na sinabi ni Inang kanina. Hindi ko maalala kasi yung exact na explanation mo eh.
Hindi, my point before was like, if the happiness, the euphoria that you get, the true happiness that you get from gaming is not by doing everything alone. Like, what do you call this? I mean, let's say, for instance, like a single player open world game or any RPG, for that matter. The true happiness does not come from finishing that game. True happiness is sharing your experiences with others who has also played that game. Meaning yung joy na mararamdaman mo na, have you played this game? Oh, yes. So yung excitement and everything doesn't come from like just finishing the game or playing the game itself, but comes from also interacting with other people with the same game. Kasi nga, I mean, in my point of view is like, my best memories in gaming is not spent when I actually finished a game alone, but when I told the story that I actually finished it. That's yung highlight ng happiness ko, is like, dude, I finished this game in like this few minutes, in like 30 minutes. Kasi I have that. I finished King of Dragons in like 30 minutes time, and then when I check the world record, it's like the world record is like 29 minutes. So it's like, ooh, I was close to that. So, pero before I knew that, I was actually telling people that, oh my God, I finished King of Dragons, which is a very hard game and it should be played multiplayer or 2-player. But I finished it alone again. So there was still interaction with other people to get that happiness. I was happy when I finished it, pero I got yung parang acknowledgement of my happiness was when I actually released that information to another. And it's also the same happiness that I feel, particularly, I mean, in WoW games and all that. If you guys finished a dungeon together, I think that happiness can't be compared to happiness that you feel when you're actually just playing alone or done an achievement on your own. So, yun yung point ko. I'm not discouraging that playing alone would not bring you happiness in any form or any way, or is less is less compared to the feeling. Pero yun nga, once you share that experience with another fellow gamer that understands you, your happiness multiplies. So yun lang yung point ko nun. I mean, what's your take on that, Jose?
Well, that's a valid point. You have to understand that people are social animals, right? And
your point.
Yeah, social animals. So you want to share your experiences. They've even done this way back before video games pa, diba? Remember, I defeated the army, and I want people to sing songs about me. These kinds of medieval things, diba? Panahon eh. So, but that's on a perspective level. I mean, not all persons were built like you.
Oh, naman.
Yeah, a lot less people want to do things alone. Like I think Gaijin Hunter from Monster Hunter series and whatnot, he is happy when he does things alone, because Monster Hunter, normally you have to finish a monster with 4 of you in it, because it's very difficult. And if he does it alone, that's where he's very happy. So that's the exact opposite of you. Okay, so but those are valid points. Euphoria, you get that memory of happiness from what type of person you are always on a psychological perspective. That's why you always have to go back to why you started that game. It all depends on what you are inside. And judging by the stories and what you just told me, the For You thing, it seems that your friends were the standing point of why you actually started playing games in the first place. So it's all about you being a social person. But it doesn't always apply to everyone else. Everyone else has a different reason. You would not believe that other people actually started playing games because of trauma.
Oh yeah, I can definitely get with that.
So deeper things or more shallow things. Just like I like video games. These kinds of things.
Sabi ko kanina kay Inang na I don't agree with the euphoria part na you can only, or not only, you will get it from sharing your experience to other people. Kasi I grew up playing games alone, and kaya nga, not only. I'm just saying na there are other ways or other form for other people then. Ayun, yun lang.
It depends on the person palagi. It depends on the person and why you play a game or the game in the first place. So that's how you get your happiness. I mean, our happiness would not always be the same as anyone else's. That's weird if it's the same. Parang ano kayo? Matrix. So.
Ako naman, yung point ko lang earlier is like, I mean, I'm not really dismissing the idea that you can't be happy if you play alone. So
play alone.
Yes. para lang to be sure na we don't get ayun yung misinterpreted lang, particularly sa listeners. So yun, I'm just saying that if you actually, the moment that you had experience that you were shouting on your own room after you've done something in the game, whatever it is, that made you feel that way. I was just arguing that you would feel multiple because the happiness that you felt would be multiplied to another person. Ibig sabihin, magigets niya rin yung sinasabi mo. Talaga, di ba? Oo nga, ang ganda talaga nun. Ang lupit na experience na yun, ganyan. Diba? Otherwise, I mean, of course, that person may find that experience, pero if that particular experience is the same as what that person experienced, your happiness has been acknowledged and multiplied. So yun lang yung point. Pero I'm not really dismissing any person's happiness if they're more happy playing alone or more or happier playing with multi. Kasi ngayon, I mean, at my age, I play less with other people because wala na akong energy. I don't have the energy to actually be competitive anymore because I think the time of me proving myself to others I mean, I don't have that anymore. Pero I mean, of course, if there's a challenge na better aim than you, or okay, let's go. Diba? Pero otherwise, diba? Parang 20 years ka mo, diba?
Iso ka na.
20 years daw siya Alam niya kung ano yung cheating sa hindi Diba?
Okay.
Diba? Yeah. Gusto niya yan si madam yan
Hindi ata alam ni Lucille yun kasi
no idea.
Basta merong
get the idea.
Streamer.
Somebody claiming that somebody has been accused of cheating in a very huge game. Oh, not a huge game. It's Valorant, so it's a big game. So somebody has been accused of cheating, and then someone who claims she has like 25 years experience
20 years.
20 years experience in.
Ikaw yung 25.
Ako pala yun. First person shooter. Yeah, in first person shooter, that she knows better because she can spot a cheater when she sees one, and she thinks that person cheats. Yeah. And at first look, when Vibs showed me the video, is like, no, she's not cheating. It's because that's a zone.
I showed it to Lucille as well.
Oh, that's a zone. Because that's a zone. That's typical zone. Plus, the video is all about clips. It's all about montages. So all you're gonna get there is good shots. You're not gonna get the entire picture, diba? I mean, same as
game.
I mean, people should watch Bolo. I mean, he's a Siege player, and and he's now in esports because he started when he was like 17 or 16, and he was already mopping the floor on the faces of other players because he was so good. He was being touted as a phenom with technical skills that are far better than what a pro player has, even the best pro player in Siege. So yon, I mean, when he went to pro gaming, he was the same. He was proving that his team was, I think they're number one right now. I don't know. Pero yun nga, I mean, he was really a phenom. And when you watch his videos when he started, he didn't stream. He was just doing montages and clips of videos of him killing other players. So people were like, I know, I think he's cheating. I think he's doing like this because that's an impossible shot. How can he know that? And he was shooting random at the walls. But he would do that. I mean, he'd know where... Para kasing ano eh, our time in, what do you call this, Counter-Strike, if it's the dust, you'd know always where the most common places people will show themselves. So what's your contingent for that? You throw a grenade in that area to blind them or to hurt them right away. Or you shoot right away, as what I think Bolo is doing. So he shoots through walls, which is a common thing in Siege. And he kills people through walls. So people are accusing him, ay, wall hack. No, he doesn't. He got lucky at that time. And you're watching a montage that happens like one in like 100 times or something, or 1,000 times. So he got lucky in that particular. You don't know how long he was playing when he got that particular clip. So yun. Pero he thought it was cool, and then he showed it on a video. So yun nga, this lady was judging a person based on...
Sabi niya kasi 20 years na daw siya naglalaro ng FPS pero hindi pa rin daw ganoon kagaling yung aim niya. That's why
that's her.
Yes. That's BS. Everyone has a zone. Everyone has a zone where you could kill the entire team. Pero does that happen often? No, it depends on your focus, 'di ba? Kung gano'n ka talaga. I think merong meme na parang when you get an ace, tapos sasabihin mo lang GG, tapos pag iinom ka ng tubig, nanginginig na yung kamay mo. Why? Because that's adrenaline eh. Di ba? Oh, adrenaline. Oh, I mean I forgot the scientific term for the zone. Do you remember, Lucille? It's the flow state. So yun. So if you're under a flow state, you will do everything perfectly.
Ko yung In the Zone sa Soul movie. Kung napanood mo na yung Soul, pero yun.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same idea. The Zone is it's the same idea. You're in the flow state, meaning you're so focused that it's already natural for you and you're doing everything perfect. So yun, I mean, you get that. Depends on what you're doing in life. Kahit, di ba yung we usually see these videos where like simple nagbabalat lang ng patatas tapos sobrang perfect yung dating. Naka-flow state siya. Yun yung example ng flow state. If someone's washing dishes and it was like so fast, I can't do that. That person has been doing it so long that he's already in a flow state. Pero guluhin mo siya, mababasag isa dun sa plato na yun. Kasi, di ba? Normal lang yun eh. If you're in a flow state, you're so focused that it looks natural to other people. Pero, di ba? You don't know how long you have to get there. Of course, there's phenoms, yung mga sobrang freaks of nature, na sobrang galing at first go.
Totoo diba? Yun, sobrang talented.
Oh, sobrang...
Uy, parang yung kinukwento ko sa'yo. Last time, yung 5-year-old streamer ng Valorant.
Oo. Ako ang argument ko naman dun is like, di ba sabi ko nga sa'yo, I mean, I don't think she's that good. She's good because we're just equating because she's 5 years old and we're already old and we can't do that. Pero yung what I'm saying is like, you can do that to any kind of skill as long as that's the all that kid knows. Meaning you can say na ang bata-bata pa niya, galing niya kumanta. really, I can find another kid that's actually better than him or her in singing. Kasi trained. Diba? Pero we're equating because lalo na yung mga, yung typical na what we're seeing in like street kids that can actually sing or street kids that can actually do math. Diba? Yung parang nagiging viral sila. Why? Why are we equating the person's status to what the skill is? Diba? Paano kung doon lang talaga siya magaling? Diba? Diba?
Kaya hindi ko alam kung nasabi mo na to sa podcast before, like, if you give that kid a different game, it will be different na, like...
it would be different. Unless talagang phenom, diba?
And dapat different.
If you really... Kasi in science, you do that, You test all parameters. Okay, I'll give you a different game. See if you're really as good as you say. Diba? Or I'll put you in a what do you call this? Parang closed test environment, parang ganun. Na we can control the parameters of the test, so we can test whatever we want, so we can really see if your skill is actually true to what people believe. You can do that, diba? Pero
actually, I think that's what the IQ level stands for, sir, really. So.
Oo naman. The thing is, with that specific example of the kid, is like, because at 5 years old, you're teaching him the right stuff. Big sabihin, how to actually play the game, how to play the game the right way.
Is that actually the right thing to teach a 5-year-old?
Yun yung nagiging comments ng iba. Ang sabi ko lang is like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ngayon, at this point in age, you can teach a person anything. You can teach a 5-year-old to shoot a gun perfectly. Diba? If that's what you want.
Kasi
diba?
ang argument nila ngayon, diba, is they're asking if the parents are there, like, is the kid supervised? Baka daw maban ng Facebook or ng Riot kasi nga 5 years old lang yung bata.
That's
and
BS.
They're saying na pwedeng turuan mo na lang ng ibang bagay yung 5 years old. Yun.
Magmura, gano'n.
Diba? There are a lot of arguments.
Ng bata
there's a lot of arguments on a lot of different skills. Ibig sabihin, may 5 years old magaling mag-basketball. Mag-aral muna.
Yeah, true.
Bago basketball. Marami As long as it's against the tradition or the norm, people will go against it if they will not be comfortable with it. Kasi nga, hindi nila mag-comprehend. Diba? Akala nila, wala nang inatupag yung bata. 5 years. They don't know the schedule of the kid. Paano kung tinuruan lang talaga siya kung paano tamang humawak ng mouse, paano tamang humawak ng keyboard, paano yung tamang galaw sa game, and that's the only game that the kid plays. Diba? Why would you judge the person with that? Pero kung yun lang ang ginagawa ng bata, hindi na nag-aaral, nagsistream 24/7, tanungin mo na, child abuse yan.
Pinagtatrabaho ng bata.
Oo. Kasi 24/7, nandun nakastream yung bata na tulog. Wala ka. Diba? So, yun. Siyempre, masisilip na yun. Pero, yung pinakita mo ba, ilang minutes lang yan, di ba? Parang 20 minutes.
I think she streams ng 1 hour.
Oo, that's
not
nothing.
Sure, again, hindi ko sure.
Good, that's nothing.
Parang 1 hour, 2 hours. Kaya
the rest of the time, nagti-TikTok lang yan. Di ba? O kaya, nagpe-play ng harmless games, yung what I call this, yung mga Roblox lang gusto talaga. Yan talaga enjoyment niya. Diba? There are a lot of questions that you can ask that kid. Gusto mo ba talaga naglalaro ng Valorant? Diba? Gusto, diba? Yun. Kung gusto mo talaga malaman yung situation nila, diba? Pwedeng pinresa siya maglaro ng Valorant. Nagkataon na yun ang gamay niya. Diba? Sometimes what we're good at, we don't really like it.
Siya.
Parang ako, I don't really enjoy working in a BPO industry, pero I have skills. I have skills and I have innate ability to actually. I can manage a team kahit nakapikit. Pero if you ask me, do you like what you're doing? No, I would rather be playing games. I'd rather be playing games all day long. Pero it doesn't make me money. So, ayun, no choice. Diba?
Mag-streamer ka na lang daw.
Ganun lang yan.
And you have 25 years experience naman so why not?
Oo nga, ilang. Professional. 25 years of gaming experience.
Pero hindi lang 25
Ay,
sa
hindi lang ba?
sa first person shooter kasi I think I started 95 eh. So,
Sabi ko na nga ba, naglalabasan na tayo ng edad dito eh.
Pakipasok ulit, thank you.
Tapos ang akin lang is matagal na ako. I started, I don't know, 7 years old. Yun yung, I think it's 87 when I got when I got the family computer. So it's like 87, 88, something like that. So
Bata pa rin pala
transition
talaga ako.
Yes, Vives. Yes. Maganda yung transition ng kanya from Atari to family computer. Kinuwento niya kanina. So, okay, fine. Isa amin from trumpo Trumpo, patuan, tapos biglang family computer. Kaya lahat ng tao sa amin,
Hindi ako nag-compro. Nag-text ako na.
Yan, text, trumpo.
I enjoy outside games. Patintero yung mga ganyan. Cops and Robbers. Yan.
Social
I enjoy that. That's why...
Oh,
I mean, I even have this thing na split yung barkada into two, but because half of the people just want to play video games, half of it still wants to play in physical games, basketball or whatever. Ganun. Ako kasi I can play both, diba? Nobody wants to play video games. Tara, lalabas na lang tayo. Kasi that was a time then versus now that you don't have a choice but to stay home. Because parents my generation of parents was like very strict. You can't go out. It's dangerous outside. Yun yung thing, diba? So kids don't play outside. Except that.
Pero ako kasi nanghawa lang ako sa mga kapatid Yun naman ang story ko from gaming. So, we had the PlayStation. And PlayStation na ang sinimulan ko. Sorry. Sa edad niyo. Charot.
Wow,
Ouch. Ouch.
High school ako. I think high school. I was high school.
Beyblade ko kahoy.
Beyblade. Nag-yo-yo pa ako noon Nag-yo-yo pa ako. Galing pa nun. Coca-Cola. Oh my God. May contest.
Coke yung yo-yo namin. Tsaka Pog.
May contest
Sorry,
pa
can't relate.
Kaya nga.
PlayStation na ako
yung
nagsimula.
Namin,
tapos
Pog.
Yun.
mahal na yung 50 pesos na yo-yo nun. Parang sabi niyo, mahal 50 pesos.
Big time yan, big time.
Oo. Ang isang G.I. Joe nun, na figure, single, just the, and whatever he has, is like 99 pesos in SM. So, imagine...
Laking bagay na ng 99 dati.
Imagine mo ngayon kung 99 pa rin siya, ilan yung mabibili mo sa isang... Diba, no? Bago ko sweldo, may collection ka agad ako, diba?
Isang series agad yung nabili mo na line.
Naalala ko pa nung dati, when I had family computer, my mom couldn't buy me kasi I wanted Punch Out. Kasi inihiram ko lang yung Punch Out sa friends ko. So I wanted Punch Out. It was like 700 pesos.
Yung Punch Out? Laro?
Like Tyson's Punch Out.
Grabe yung tanong.
Sorry.
Tatanda ka din sasabihin ng mga tao, ano yung PlayStation?
Okay. Ay, sorry. May PlayStation pa rin hanggang ngayon.
I know sorry. PS. What's PlayStation? I know PS.
PS5. Bakit? Mas madaling i-explain yung PlayStation kaysa naman sa family computer at Atari.
Ouch!
Atari,
sorry, guys.
Grabe, tsatsaga tayo sa ganang klaseng graphics dati, no?
Wala pang mas maganda noon
konting nagre-reklamo
Combat
sila.
is the best. Combat is the best.
Pero meron na kayong mga arcade games na kinabaliwan dati. Like yung talagang piso-piso.
Oo naman.
Golden Axe.
Ano daw? Video karera?
Sana piso talaga yung halaga.
Nagsabi ng video karera, piso lang talaga yun.
Yung piso lang talaga yun. Pero sa amin nun
mga... ba dati? 5?
Hindi. I think it...
Hindi, piso lang dati.
No, abutan ko sa Reno. It's like 3 pesos per token. Yan. So,
Saan yan? Sa OMC?
Hindi, sa Mega Mall na yun.
May Mega Mall na nun?
Mega Mall
Bakit
90s.
ganun? Iba yung
Mega Mall.
naalala ko.
Sarado pa yung mga shop
naalala
pero
ko.
may arcade na. So, yun.
Mm-mm.
Batang Paranaque ako, so wala kaming mall, wala kaming kahit ano.
Yeah. Parang sa North, una nagka-mall eh.
Oo. So, kailangan mo pang dumaya sa Mega Mall para makakuha. Kasi ngayon lang nagkaroon ng ganun kalaking mall, di ba? So,
Yes,
usually,
yes.
parang SM lang is like a department store and all that. So, yun, ang dami doon. Tapos doon ka maglalaro. Alam mo yun? Oh my God. Tapos yung mami mo, iiwan ka na lang doon. Diyan ka na lang Okay, thank you.
That was the point of it
Bakit ang social
dati.
yung arcade na alam nyo?
Puro Street Fighter naman ang laro nun dati. Challenge!
Hindi kasi ang naalala kong arcade, hindi yung arcade sa mall. Yung literal na, alam mo yung, kasi dati sa amin, may mga home shop kasi tawag eh. Dati kasi may mga parentahan ng PlayStation. Actually, yung pamilya namin yung nagpaparent ng PlayStation. Tapos meron kami ng mga arcade na piso-piso. Yung, hindi ko alam kung anong tawag dun sa game. Yung mga alien na babarilin. Tapos merong, Metal Slug. Ganon.
Oh, yan nga.
Pero nakalimutan ko yun. Pero kaya nga nagtataka ko bakit ang mahal ang sinasabi nyo. Sa amin, piso
kasi
lang
sa'yo,
piso or
luma
5
na.
pesos.
Kasi sa'yo luma na yung
Ay, wow.
Metaslug. Sa amin, bago pa yung Metaslug.
Sorry.
Kaya magbabayad ka ng malaki.
Okay, gets. Kaya pala.
Pag bago pa yung isang arcade, you have to pay huge. Parang
2 tokens.
Okay.
Oo, mga 2 tokens. Minsan.
2 tokens, sabi, piso lang yun.
Naalala ko pa noon.
Ayan.
Sa mall.
Nagkaroon ng maliit na event ang Sega. Nilaunch nila ang Virtua Fighter. Sa Harrison Plaza. It was 1994. And I was like,
kakapanganak pa lang sa akin nun.
Nagtataekwondo ako sa Central Gym nun sa may Rizal Stadium. So, I was 14 years old. Bumibiyaya ako doon. Pumunta sa Harrison Plaza. Makalaro mga college level eh. Kasi syempre, Harrison Plaza yun eh. Yun. Naglalaro lang ako. Ay, naku.
You're playing with Jeffrey's Coconuts.
Alam mo, taga Maynila ako. Hindi, taga Paranaque pa ako. Uwi pa ako mag-isa. Ayun. Tapos, I mean, as a kid, in that era, because it was a mix of physical games na yung mga kalaro mo and then video games na nai-introduce yung video games. Iikot ako sa village namin, pakikinggan mo kasi they always turn up their TV so loud when they're playing video games, yung mga family computer. So when you hear it, tas kakilala mo yung palaro.
Oo, yan. Diyan ako magaling.
Tatawagin mo. Naglalaro ka. Laro tayo. Yan. Papasukin ka ng yan. Make sure lang na mabango ka pagpasok mo doon sa bahay ng kalaro mo kasi may araw ka, patay ka.
Diyos ko, walang ganun. Meron pa nga sa amin yung dati, yung pag nagpaparent ng mga console. Diyos ko, laging sira yung mga controller ng PlayStation kasi ang nilalaro nila Dragon Ball. Hindi ko sure kung nalaro niyo yun.
Tsaka previously kasi hindi naman ganun ka, I mean, we only had one TV sa bahay. So, of course, my playing time was limited. That was part of my training for skill. Kasi I only have like, 1 to 2 hours, 2 hours at most to finish Super Mario.
Okay, get.
So, na-training ako na unang try ko, syempre, hindi ka makaano, tapos na yung oras mo. Tapos na yung oras mo. So, talagang kinakabisa mo yung mga movements, yung mga and all that. Kasi mauubos na yung oras mo eh. So, di ba, may manonood ng TV. So, na-skill. Ayun yung sinasabi ko sa mga kids ko na parang, you guys, the reason why you guys are not very good in the games because you have the freedom of time. Before, when I was a kid, I didn't have the freedom of time. So I had to get good quickly, fast. Because my time is gonna run out. So, tapos, we didn't have save. Kayo, you had save. Wala kami, kailangan you have to finish it from start to finish kasi wala namang save. I mean, very few games have save. I think Legend of Zelda was the first game that I I thought na may battery yung yung cartridge mismo para makapag-save ka. Pero, oo. May
ganun yung maiisip mo.
may battery yung cartridge sa loob para ma-save yung meron siyang may memory kasi walang memory ang ang NES, ang Nintendo Entertainment System, is Super Family Computer. Wala siyang save kahit
yung mga battery, yung cartridge.
Oo. So, yun.
Ba? Akala ko joke.
Yep.
Hindi
That's not a joke. I mean, battery nung relo, yun yung makikita mo.
Oo, yun. Pag binuksan mo yung meron siya sa loob. So, wala kaming memory card na na-invento lang. Sa PlayStation, I think, di ba? Hindi.
Yeah, PlayStation.
May Nintendo na yata nagawa na ganun. Or 64.
Super NES. Sa Super NES nagkaroon yung mga battery. Trigger, yung mga binuksan ko eh. Na hindi naman akin. Pero, battery.
Oo. May mga battery talaga sila sa loob para lang makapag-save ka ng game. Kasi nga nauso na yung RPG nun eh. Siyempre, RPG, hindi ka pwede mag-start to finish.
Totoo.
Subukan mo mag-start to finish.
May mga Final Fantasy.
Kaya ako alam yun eh. Kasi di ba pag sira yung cartridge mo, kailangan mong dilaan or hipan para maayos?
Dilaan?
Di ba? Kailangan siyang dilaan para umayos. Maraming bagay na pag dinidilaan mo, umaayos. Pero, So, binuksan na, dinidilaan namin na gumana. So, binuksan namin. Tapos nakita namin, may battery sa loob. Doon namin na nalaman.
Oo, battery ng relo lang.
So, dinilaan namin yung battery. It did not work. Pero dinilaan namin yung battery.
Sa amin, alcohol na. Like, pupunasan mo yung CD ng alcohol. Sorry, guys.
Yung masisira yun. Both CDs tsaka yung cartridge
Hindi kasi
masisira.
namin alam.
May warning yun. Do not use
alam,
benzene
diba?
or alcohol.
Diba? So, sa Liva is okay. Lahat ng cartridge nung unang panahon, puro laway. No joke.
Oo. Kaya kita mo nag-aamag-amag na yung slot.
Oo. Tinubuan na ng mushroom, ganon.
Kadiri kayo.
Nakakatawa kaya.
Yeah.
Ngayon kasi, I mean, I think about most of the consoles today are sold with just one controller. Before, it was a no-no.
Yeah.
You had to have two controllers.
Siyempre, it's a sales thing eh.
It's expensive kasi nga, proprietary na yung mga controllers. You can buy it, it'll be sold separately. I remember there was like bootleg family computers then that had turbo,
yeah.
I mean, there's BA and there's a button on top. That's
turbo.
That's turbo. Ibig sabihin, when you just press it long enough, it'll hit several times. So parang
it's like rapid fire.
Rapid fire. So parang pasok sa kontra yan eh.
Kontra, gamit na gamit.
Wala akong turbo.
Turbo.
So talagang button mashing.
There's something funny about that too, the turbo controllers. So you ask your mom, I want a turbo. Gusto ko yung may turbo controller. Siyempre, for mothers back at that time, iba ang turbo sa kanila. So mama, bibili nila yung panluto ng manok. Turbo sa kanila yan.
Oo nga, ba't ganun tawag nila doon? Mama ko din.
Anything that does it fast becomes turbo back in the days. Turbo.
80s yan.
80s yan. Kotse, turbo. Tricycle, turbo. Pressure cooker, turbo. Lahat turbo.
Mabilis, turbo.
Lahat is turbo. Yun yung ano eh.
Malupit talaga. Mga memories yan. So yun. So
pero
anyway.
Pero hindi ako makarelate sa memories niya. Sorry, kailangan ko lang talagang ulit-ulitin. Charot.
Millennial ka eh. Millennial ka, no? Tama, millennial.
Yeah, millennial.
Well, millennials too. Pero ano nga ba ito? XYZ. Ano ba ito si Viv? Anong letter ba ito?
Exennial sa
Why ako?
Exennial. In
Why?
the middle of
kasi
millennial.
Z na yung ngayon eh.
Gen X.
Yeah, why?
Oo,
Bata
Gen
pa ako
X,
nung
tas
nauso
Y.
yung term na Gen X, bata pa ako ng elementary pa lang ako. So, Gen X is like, yung mga high school lang dati na parang kung ano-ano pinagsusot nila. Yan. So, yung mga trends yan. Yan, si Gen X. Di ba, Gen X ka?
Oy, grabe.
74 ba? Gen X?
Exennial ka ba? Oo, tama, Gen X ka na. late Gen X ka kasi bata ka pa rin.
Bakit ikaw inang ano ba yung sa'yo?
Gitna kasi ako eh. There's a separate from 1977 to 1983. It's called a different era. Different generation.
I have no idea.
Exennials. Kumbaga parang between millennials and Gen X. Kasi we also experience everything. Pero kami yung nakakagets kagad ng bagong technology. Oo. Naabutan namin yung tape, naabutan namin yung plaka. Yan. So, may mga isa pa lang yung TV. Naabutan namin yung pag pinatay yung TV, may maliit na na white sa gitna. CRT na pag binuksan mo gano'n. So, yun. Mga TV nun, mga cabinet pa.
Yes.
Sobrang ganda. Sobrang,
Alam ko yun. May ganun kami sa bahay ng lola ko.
Malaki
nabutan din natin yung panliligawan, pinupukpok lang sa ulo, di ba? Okay na.
May mga naabutan ka pa na nasa-circumcise, tatalon pa sa ilog. Pag sa probinsya.
Bakit?
Joystick yon, games connected yon, wag ka makulit. It's a joystick.
So naabutan ko yung 'di ba ngayon ang uso is like everyone has a mobile game. So everyone can play like ML, even the older, yung mga matatanda na kaya nila mag-ML, tricycle driver nag-ML. Diba? So yun. May panahon na maliit, there was a small period of time, everyone, even the older people, were playing video game and just one game.
Which one?
Tetris.
Space something. Tetris.
And the console, and the handheld console was not Game Boy or anything. It was called Brick Game.
Brick Game.
It only cost mga few $100, minsan $100 lang. Lahat, pati mga sa palengke, nagbiblip, Tapos ang gagaling. Magagaling sila sa Tetris. So, may nakalimutan na ng iba yan eh. Pero, yun yung natuwan-tawa ko na parang, kaya ito yung mga nagsumisita sa akin na puro laro
Huwag kang puro laro.
Nagigets niya na ngayon.
Diba?
Oo.
Ngayon mga Candy Crush na ang uso kasi. Sa mga nanay, di ba?
Oo, yun nga. Nagigets nila one way or the other why video games is addicting. Di ba? So, kaya nga yung mga little kids ngayon, because, millennials are already getting their babies in, di ba? So, yung mga anak nila, hindi nila mapigilan sa mga handheld devices. Di ba? Because they know how fun it is. But the thing is, I didn't start holding anything until I was like 7 years old. Iba kasi 3 years old, hindi pa nagsasalita. Mapipipindot eh.
Yung tablet na yung hawak.
Oo. It's a form of TV. It's the form of what we were done with TV na. Isasalpa ka lang sa harap ng TV, hindi ka na makagalaw. Tulala ka na sa harap.
That was me. Tutulong palaway ko. So.
Sa harap ng TV, nandun ko na. Ang problema lang kasi noon, meron kang what I call this. Dahil isa lang ang TV nyo, may pumipigil sa'yo. So, pumipigil sa'yo na either kung PBA na, balita na, GMA Super Show na. Yung mga noontime show na, yung mga ganyan. So, yun.
May schedules lahat.
May schedules. Sunday, mahirap din maglaro kasi magsisimba ka sa hapon. So, alam mo yun, may time slots talaga, everything. Nakakatawa na. Kasi napipigilan ka because you really can't. Diba?
Siguro maybe that's part of why people are sad. Kasi before may pumipigil sa'yo, pero pinipilit mo.
Yun nga eh. Kaya sabi ko nga one of the solutions that I found before, or found with what I have was like, what should have happened with us na started with gaming and everything that just got old is that we should have kept our old squads. And because I know that the old squad that I'm playing video games with are also having the same issues as I am. I don't think that the love for gaming has gone. It's just that it faded because it was not a priority anymore. Life is the priority now. Pero I'm sure if you ask them, you want to get together and play games, they will still play games with you, diba? As long as it's scheduled. Yun nga yung nakalimutan kasi ng panahon natin na we were scheduling our life, we were scheduling yung mga bills and everything, but we didn't schedule gaming because we were so used that gaming was always there. So we should have scheduled it to retain yung parang sanity natin as a grown-ups na parang, yeah, I mean, I still play video games every Sunday we get together with this group. Parang the same as what the old people have or before na parang, yeah, we get together, nagba-badminton kami with the group or nag-iinuman or nagba-brunch kami mga babae, diba? Nagba-brunch kami ng mga amigas and di ba? So, it's what we should have done and what we should have practiced. So, if anyone is listening about scheduling and all, keep your nagsastart ka na mag-adulting, you should definitely keep your own squads and then schedule your gaming if that's what you guys are what you have in common.
So parang relasyon.
Oo, siyempre, kailangan yun.
Umiwalay ka muna para ma-miss mo, no?
Oo, ganun talaga, diba?
Ganon.
Schedule mo. Kasi nga, it's the same. I mean, video gaming right now has gone enough traction to be compared as any leisure activity that adults have. Like, yung kahit basketball, simpleng basketball lang na may grupo ka na basketball kayo every, tawagan lang, di ba? It's the same. I mean, it's not as healthy. But it's healthy for the brain, di ba?
Somehow.
Di ba? Somehow, di ba? So, it keeps us grounded kasi we're part of the gaming generation. So, we should keep schedules for that. Keep your old squad, keep the old friends going. Diba? You still have something that binds you together as a group. And yun, ika nga hindi yung dami-dami mong pera, ang dami-dami mong video games, hindi mo alam lalaroin.
Yeah. Diba sa akin yung 4 lang, hindi ko pa alam lalaroin ko.
So wala sa dami. Yeah, that's our issue. So yun. So anyway, I won't keep you guys any longer. Thank you for being here. Your feedback has been very helpful. Your stories, Matt. Thank you very much. Join us again sometimes, pare.
Yeah, sure. As much as I can. No worries. I'll enjoy it.
Okay, awesome. Babes,
nakabalik ako, yes.
Okay.
Disconnect ako na naman.
Okay, sige. All right, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Thank you.
for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for listening, guys. And yeah, huwag masyadong puro kalaro. You have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.